Hey, guess what?
What?
Some podcasts are slow.
I don't know.
And you don't know how long they last. That's why you listen to 10-Minute Podcast.
I liked it better. I like it better if Bryan doesn't sing to it.
Not a problem.
Okay, I don't like it when
Welcome
you take
to the
liberties.
10-Minute Podcast.
I don't like
You're
it
gonna
when you take liberties with the notes.
When I fucking really riff it out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't like that, okay?
don't know how long they last. Bryan, stop hijacking you and I.
think don't do that. I think... You know what? I'm actually sure don't do that.
10-Minute Podcast.
Welcome to the 10-Minute Podcast.
No.
If you're going to buy something on Amazon, please visit the banner at the 10-Minute Podcast, anything, and we'll get it for the same thing. My name is Will Gladiator Helmet Face Sasso.
I'm Bryan Callen. Bryan the Kid Callen.
Almost forgot his own nickname.
Cool, yeah. I'm Chris D'Elia, and I don't have anything because I'm wrong, which is what you get.
And Bryan was like, grab your guitar, because he's like, I want to sing.
I just want to sing.
So I grabbed my guitar.
I was here, and he wasn't.
Don't you ever want to just sing about, like, just how when you got an itch you can't scratch?
No.
And you're trying to scratch it
Nah.
with any means necessary?
No.
And a girl just...
This is the only time when Chris is looking at his phone that I think it's actually completely fitting.
It's suited.
But she comes out of yoga. No. She's wearing slippers and them tight pants.
No.
And I said, hey, how are you? I see you around here lots of times.
I don't know. I don't think
I wonder
so.
if you'd like to go to dinner with me or maybe just grab a coffee.
It's a bad song.
Sorry, I'd like to.
Yeah, you're not
I'm
really
just
playing along with
so
the...
damn busy.
It's a bad song. It's a bad song. It's a bad song.
So what I do is I jump to the chase.
No, it's a bad song.
And
It's a bad
I say
song.
I got $400 in my pocket. I'll take you to dinner. I'll give you
All right,
that
but
money.
we haven't... All right,
Okay,
let's,
well, yeah,
let's
what is
try
it?
to...
You're just like Paul Simoning it, only it's a real bad version.
Yeah, there's no... Let's come up with a... What would you like to sing about, Bryan?
No, or just don't.
Just
wanna
don't
sing
do it at all?
about-
Yeah, just don't.
No, I just want to sing about, how I want to. This goes out to all the guys out there
No.
who are trying to get a little something, and they get shut down, and they come at it with a full heart and clear eyes,
No.
and all they want to do is, I don't know, just cut out a little piece for themselves,
I don't think
maybe
so.
shine a little light on that darkness on the edge of town, Maybe they just want to. Maybe they got some extra cash lying around.
Pretty sure no.
I can tell you probably
It's too much of an intro.
getting tired of that crazy dead-end job.
Yeah.
How about I give you $400 and you come upstairs to my apartment and I fuck you?
Why $400?
$500 if you really push me.
You gave away your hand right
I'll
there.
give you $600 for the girlfriend experience. That means no condom.
Is that what that means? I didn't know that.
And I'll pay your fucking rent this month if you let me fuck you more than once.
Yeah.
I'll pay your fucking rent this month if you let me fuck you more than once.
He said he'll pay your fuck. Wait, he said he'll pay your... No, he'll pay your fucking rent this... No, it's...
Yeah.
Here it
Oh,
is.
no, just to all
He'll
of it.
pay your fucking rent this month if you let him fuck you more than once.
And then, I don't think any girl, there are girls that would want to do that, but I don't think you need to make a song about that.
Yeah, but
kind
it's
of the
not...
dumbing
But
dumbing
Chris,
down.
it's not really about the fact that there's a song about it. It's just kind of catchy.
It's
People
just
don't really
sure.
listen to the lyrics.
I
Just
guess
kind
so.
of catchy.
Yeah.
She looked at me really
You kind of have a
strangely.
responsibility. You kind of have a responsibility,
She put her hand up
She
like
didn't.
she was warding off a spirit, and she said, hey, I could never do that. I'm not some kind of hooker. I said, of course you're not. You're just a girl
You're talking a girl into kind of just,
who needs help.
yeah, you're a bad guy.
Why would you want to sling long necks all day? But all you gotta do is say yes, and I'll pay your fucking rent this month if you let me fuck you more than once.
Yeah, it's just
I'll
irresponsible.
let you drive my car as
That's
well
way
if
worse.
you let me fuck you 5 or 6 times.
That's way worse, dude.
I'll do fucking anything.
It is a bit aggressive.
Yeah, you're also like gritting your teeth. You're being like
I
very
like-
chauvinistic.
Well, what kind of
and-
song would you sing, Chris?
I don't know. I mean,
Well, you could probably come up with something.
yeah, like a nice song.
All right, well, sing a nice song, man. I thought my song was kind of nice. I'm trying to help her
Like
out.
about the stars in the sky or something.
All right, go ahead. Holy shit, your face is getting soft, man.
It's changing, right?
Yeah.
There's more stars in the sky than you give me credit for.
Wow.
What the?
What? Hold on.
There's more guys in this bar that you give me credit for.
Fucking getting teary-eyed. Holy shit.
We used to be best friends and now we're just hanging out.
He's really singing about somebody.
When we touch, it's not the same.
Fuck you. Don't lie. He's
Under
crying.
all these stars. You know what I mean?
That's a beautiful song.
That's really-
That's a beautiful
That
song.
was really, really pretty.
I
It's one
don't
of the
know.
most beautiful songs I've ever heard.
because you were
Did you
being.
just come up with that?
Why? Yeah. I mean,
You're singing about somebody there.
I like to get in touch with what my real side and what people.
Under all these stars?
Holy
Yeah.
shit. That's a beautiful
I mean,
song.
Brian, you came up with, I'll pay your fucking rent. You
Yeah.
even used the word fucking. I'll pay your fucking rent
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
month
So now
if you
you-
let me fuck you more
I
than
was-
once.
I was trying to
Because
get-
fuck is in the title
I was
twice.
getting raw and
feel real
honest.
bad.
But
now,
I like,
though, right?
yeah, that's, I
yeah.
would if
Yeah.
I were him.
I mean-
I like Under All These Stars.
Yeah.
Can I try? I don't know
I
how
mean,
would.
I don't think you could get away with it.
I don't even know
Try
how.
to get in touch with your real sensitive,
All right.
sing about something, like somebody that you know or something,
Okay.
And don't get aggressive.
When I looked in your eyes, I thought to myself, I'd do anything to be with you
Okay.
out on the strand.
Okay.
Like even I'd cut my fingers
Okay.
off,
Okay.
Yeah.
tip limbs from my body. My heart beats so strong.
Okay.
I feel like I don't need anything but to hold you in my gaze.
Yeah, okay. Pretty nice.
And if you fucking cheated
Well, okay.
on me,
All right,
I
calm down.
swear
Hold
to
on.
fucking God I'd Mongol that motherfucker.
What? Hold on.
Use
Get
a
back to Under the
battle
Stars.
axe and cut his fucking head off.
All right, Brian.
All right.
You just switched
sorry.
switched genres, basically.
You know what it is? I try to
Okay?
protect my heart. I
turned
get,
into
so
a-
I get vulnerable, and
There's
then
no,
I
understand.
remember
Brian, there's
getting
no such,
fucked over.
There's no such thing as barbarian folk.
Yeah.
All right.
So that don't create that genre here on the
All right,
podcast.
all right.
I don't want to be responsible
Will
or
you-
even half
will
responsible
you-
for barbarian folk.
Well, I know you've got fucking.
He's got
You
a
got
heart.
something in you, bro.
Yeah, I can sing and play the guitar, but
Well,
you know
what would
what?
you sing, man?
So can 1 in 3 guys walking down the street. So it's not that special.
I know,
And
but
true.
Chris
I'm
just
kinda-
about broke my fucking heart in half with that
Chris's song was beautiful. Under All These Stars is bound to be a hit.
Do you have anything like that?
You know.
Hold on.
I don't know.
Okay.
Let me go.
Okay. Sure.
I used to walk you home from school, even though it was the other way. From where I live today and in the past.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That's good.
Actually
I used
really
to
nice.
walk you home from
He's
school,
fucking crying, dude.
even though it was
get it
far
together.
away.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, here. I used to walk you home from school.
I like the tone. I like the tone in his voice,
Dude, he's crying. It's not
He
loud.
is. That's
I
not
used to
laughing. It
walk
seems
you
like
home
laughing. It's
from
crying.
school. No, I used to walk you home from school,
So good.
even though it was far away.
That's
Come on,
very
take
sweet.
it easy, take it easy.
Yeah,
He's
God,
fucking
why is he
sad.
crying? He's actually bawling.
Bro,
That's bawling.
He's fucking crying, and it looks like you guys hear laughter. He's literally tears.
It does
are
sound a
coming
little bit like laughter, but the thing about Will
Sound
is
like laughter.
it's small.
It's all right, bro. It's all right.
It's okay.
I
Trust
used
us.
to walk you home from school,
There you go.
even though it was far away.
Open your mouth.
I used
Open
to
your mouth.
walk you home from school
Breathe.
just the other day.
It's actually really simple but sweet. Simple but sweet.
Go with the stars now and kind of.
I don't know.
Used to
I
walk you home
don't.
from
You know,
school.
it's just like I just get to sing about people.
Yeah, man. Please do again.
It was election day. I couldn't get off work.
Oh my God.
And my girl, you remember, you my girl, and you went and stood in line for me. Less about who I was voting for, and more about what we share
Oh my God, it's so good.
on election day.
Election day.
On election day.
So good.
And then I walked you home from school.
Yeah, it's not.
even though it was the other way.
Well, we were older than in school in that story.
We meet again Two friends down the path of friendship.
Yeah, what do you mean? What are you doing?
Meeting again and again.
All right.
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last. That's why you're listening to 10-Minute Podcast.
You know, that's the funny thing about friendship. You say, he's my friend, she's my friend, I am friends with him, I am friends with her. Who is friends with the other? Or are we both friends to each other? Answers to that and many more will be coming your way on this episode of 10-Minute Podcast. Welcome to it. My name is Will, well, let's just say the friend to all. I like that. Will, the friend to all, Sasso. If you're going to buy something on Amazon, go ahead and buy it on Amazon. I'm being joined here by a good friend of mine. Speaking of friends, his name is Marshall Cook. Hello, Marshall.
Hi.
You've been on the show before. You were here in the episode. I can't remember the first time you were around, but the second time was a little more recently. You were on an episode called Give Us $2 Million. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Of course, Marshall Cook is a filmmaker, a writer, director, that sort of thing. He produces, he writes, he conspires, he creates. Don't you?
Are you doing
You're a creator. Isn't that right, Marshall?
Yeah, I mean...
And you
I think
wanted
it's
to come here
obnoxious
today
Yep.
to talk a little bit more about a project. And people have projects. If you're listening now, you probably have projects in your life. Some of them are off and running. Some of them are finished. Some of them are rolling with that ball of momentum. And some need a little help, don't they, Marshall?
Yeah.
And that's why we're here, aren't we?
Why are you...
You
sound very, like...
I would like to welcome you listening, and I would like to welcome my good buddy Marshall to Life Beginners Masterclass Part 4.
Oh, fuck.
With Marshall Cook.
I don't want to do it.
No, now hold on, Marshall. I know that you're a little hesitant, you're a little resistant, as a lot of people are when they're offered help, especially for free. And one of the tenets of help, and it's actually a chapter in one of the books that I've written many, is help is free. Help is free.
What's the title of one book?
As you know, I am the CEO and founder of Life Beginners, which is a self-help organization. We're a school. We're an accredited foundation. We are, well, Life Beginners.
No, I know.
It's a corporation. It's a company. Life Beginners LLC. That's Life Beginners Limited Liability Corporation. And as the founder and CEO, I'm happy to spread health, happiness, and wealth, and understanding, peace, and well, just about any positive mojo. You know what I mean, Marshall? Around the city that we live in and the world. It's a challenging city, Los Angeles, is it not?
Yeah.
Marshall, you've been here for a long time. You've been working very hard. We've worked on projects together, and most people would know you as the writer, director, producer, and also hesitant star of Division III Football's Finest.
Hesitant star, but yeah.
Division III Football's Finest. Tell us about that movie.
I'm not here to talk about Division III Football's Finest.
It's a wonderful film.
Thank you. I'm here to talk about Champions of the Universe,
Oh,
which is
Champions of the Universe.
our next film.
That's right. That's a film that you and I co-authored. Now I would know.
Yeah.
We wrote this. We wrote this book together.
Yes.
Right?
Well, it's a screenplay.
Well, it's a screenplay, yes, but everything's a
Why
book.
are you calling it a book?
Every day I write the book.
We've been
Elvis Costello said that.
25 years.
Yeah, that's right.
And a fucking book.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you this about writing the book. It's a book of life. And we're writing it together right now, my friend. But also, we've written a screenplay. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And we're trying to get this
I'm
movie
excited
made
about it.
with you, me too.
Yeah.
With you as a lead.
Uh-huh.
And I came here a little while ago to do an episode called Give Me $2 Million or something
Right.
like
It was
that.
called Give Us $2 Million.
Yeah. And you guys talked a bunch of shit while I sat on the fucking couch.
Okay, well,
and
I don't know who
didn't
you're
even get
speaking
to
about. Are you talking about the other two fellows on the podcast?
Yeah, Chris and Brian.
Okay, well, they're not here to defend themselves,
understand.
Marshall. Today's about you.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Thank you. So let's make it about what we're
Okay.
agreed
you
to
were
talk
here,
about.
and you were great on the show. If you haven't listened to that episode, you should go back. It's a hoot.
Okay.
Where
Wait,
Marshall,
So, to get back to what we're talking, you're always
Okay.
derailing with this.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay, so
All right.
I wanted to get $2 million for this movie while
Right.
we pursue traditional, meetings with different production companies and raise financing.
Traditional avenues of finance.
There
That's
are
right.
other ways like crowdsourcing. Super Troopers just got $4 million to finance
they?
it.
Well, that's fantastic.
There's different things going on all the time.
Well, Super Troopers is a very funny movie, and now they're making part 2. Yes.
Okay, great. And there's our built-in audiences now. That's important for people. So you have a
Okay.
built-in audience here. I figured I would ask.
Here at Life Beginners, yeah, I would agree.
No, here at 10-Minute Podcast.
Okey
Life
doke.
Beginners isn't a thing.
Okay, well, I don't know about that. I'm the founder and CEO. Am I the founder and CEO
This
of
is just
nothing?
like another fucking weird thing you're
No,
doing.
it's not. Well,
And
no, it's
this
not a
is
weird thing.
Maybe
No,
the problem.
I'm a life
because
coach. I want to help you. Do you want to get this movie made or not?
This is unsolicited advice. And yes, I do. But I'm saying if
Okay.
you were just focused on being the lead of the movie as
Right.
a fucking talented actor who's
Thank
been
you very
working
much.
in the business for 25 years.
The actor side of me says thank you.
What do you mean the actor side of you?
I'll tell you what's going to happen. Have you ever heard of the yin and yang, Marshall? Yeah. Well, we all have two sides. You know, the actor side of me says thank you. The life coach side of me says I've got a little more for you.
The life coach is not a full side of you. That's a fucking small sliver of an idea that you just had recently.
Okay. Now,
and that's the problem because you do like fucking 80 different things at once.
Well,
and you
I'm
should
a bit
just
of a Renaissance
be an actor.
man, sure.
You should be an actor and a writer.
Okay.
Just be those two things.
That's it?
And just those two things.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean
think
professionally.
I think what we're getting into here is a little bit of pigeonholing. And Marshall doesn't see, you could say you see the forest for the trees. You know, you could teach a man to fish. You could make him fish his whole life, or give him one fish and he runs out of fish. I don't know what the saying is. I know
You
some
should
of the
know what the saying
well, I
is
know some
if
of the
you're-
sayings that I've authored. You're talking about one little grain of rice. But Marshall, I'm trying to offer you a bag of rice. Would you like to eat one little grain of rice? Here's you eating a grain of rice.
Nip this in the fucking butter now.
Here's you
What's
eating a
your
grain of rice.
advice for me? Let's just get this over.
Would you like a big bowl of rice or a little? Which would you like?
I would like a
You want the big bowl of rice?
Yeah, that's great.
Let's eat a big bowl of rice, Marshall.
Okay.
Champions of the Universe is a wonderful screenplay, and it's a big bowl of rice.
You're a life coach. Coach me. How are you going to help me? Let's just do this real quick and let's get back to the fucking plan.
Okay, let's go through an exercise. And I guarantee you, by the end of this exercise, we will be that much closer.
This isn't long enough for an exercise. Just
Yes, it
tell
is.
me what I need to know right now.
Okay, you want to
you're fucking legit.
You want to? What did you call it? Crowdsourcing?
Or
I don't know who this crowd
fan
is.
sourcing.
I'd like to call them friend sourcing.
Yeah, friend
That's right.
sourcing.
You corrected
I've
yourself.
heard the podcast and this fucking life.
Absolutely. That we don't have fans here. We have friends. You want to friend source this film? Is that what you'd like to do?
Absolutely.
I want you to say that out loud.
I would love to friend source this film.
Okay. Now, Marshall, I want you to close your eyes and think about that premiere. Okay? Think about that big premiere.
What?
I've been a part of big
I've
premieres
thought about that
before,
before. It doesn't generate anything.
Now,
what else?
I want you to do. We're going to do a little visualization.
Yeah.
Okay? I want you to think about that premiere. Everybody's there. Everyone's having a good time. It's a black tie affair, right? The girls are looking beautiful. The men are in their suits, and there you are. You're being interviewed by Jerry Penacoli.
It actually isn't about any
Mario
of that.
Lopez.
I don't even care if we have a premiere
From Extra or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
This is a weird visualization that's not
Now
important to
think-
me.
I want you
I'm
to
thinking
feel-
about
I
fucking
want you to
Netflix
feel-
or Amazon
feel
and just having the movie come out.
Okay, feel the feeling that you're feeling.
Yeah, I've
there.
done a
Are you-
premiere before, yes.
Okay, are you feeling pride?
Yes.
Are you feeling accomplishment?
Yes.
Now, how do you feel about moving forward with this strategy now?
I don't. You're cutting to the premiere, which is not an important part of the movie. I just want to get the financing in place and make an actual, the production of the movie.
So how much money would it take to make this movie? Let's go about it that way.
I would say $2 million. We can make a really fine movie.
We would make a very slick movie for $2 million.
Yes.
I've produced independent film, and I've made a small amount of money look like a lot more money. Marshall, you've done the same thing.
Yes.
Okay. I'm giving us a little bit of props there, right? Isn't that what they say on the streets?
But you sound
props?
fake, so nobody's going to believe you.
We've both produced films.
Yes.
For just a fraction of what they should
Will
be.
Sasso has, not this fucking weirdo.
And you have too, and we have films, and we're feeling very good about the movies that we've been a part of. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now you want to make this movie for $2 million.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to envision a town. Okay. Now we're going to replace the town that you live in, Los Angeles, with a town called Moneytown. What do you think about that?
I don't think about that.
Now,
That's
instead
not
of going to
thing.
the restaurant to eat, you go to the restaurant to get money. Instead of going to the dry cleaner to pick up your clothes, you go to the dry cleaner to pick up money.
doesn't
Think
help
about by the
anything.
end of the day how much money you're going to have. I think by the end of the week, living in Moneytown, you're going to have more than $2 million to make this movie. It's a visualization exercise, and I want you to meditate on
I'm
it.
so mad right now. I came here in a great mood too.
Okay,
I mean,
Marshall, if you're mad right now, we're not going to be able to move forward at all because I'll tell you what. I have a saying. Yes, go ahead.
You're a very talented actor.
Thank you very much.
I swear to God, I tell people around town that you have more talent than this business will ever ask of you.
I mean that. Okay, that's very, very sweet of you.
Right now, you're making me really mad. Okay, because you're being kind of a fucking weirdo. And now we've done another podcast, and we haven't had an opportunity to actually break down what we're trying to do because you're doing some other fucking weird
I
little
want
thing.
to tell you about a saying that I've authored. Okay, when you have anger, and then you get the D.
You get the dick?
No, I was going to say you get danger. D added to anger is danger.
It's kind of the same thing.
No, it's not getting the. I don't mean get the D like.
That's what everyone says. You get the D.
I don't know about that.
Okay, well,
what
it's
I'm
a
saying
thing.
is you've already got the anger,
Yeah.
and you're close to getting the D.
I
don't want you to get the D because when you add the D to anger, you get danger.
Okay, yeah, no,
and I don't want you
spelled
to
it
be in
out.
danger
Will,
because of
you're
your
being a fucking
anger.
idiot right
I'm
now,
being
all
a
right?
life
Yeah,
coach,
look,
and I'm being a good friend.
Stop being a life coach.
We're
Be a
walking
fucking
the-
star that you are.
Okay,
and,
that's
and,
very
and
sweet of
focus
you.
on
That's
focus on making the fucking
that's
movie.
not important to me.
That's
What's
not
important
important
to me
to
what's important to me
What?
is being there for my friends.
Okay,
We're walking down the
be
path
for
of
me
friendship.
and help me make this fucking movie.
We're gonna make
together
this movie. It's gonna be a great movie
as friends.
if you follow my teachings.
Fuck no.
Met me, ma. Me mouth on me market, hey.
What?
Me mouth on me market, hey. Wait, no kill button, YouTube can pay,
Come on, man.
We ask for more money here by your free job.
What?
I'm a bone to pick with you.
All right, man.
I'm a bone.
Yeah.
Caribbean tiger.
Right, all
The
right.
Caribbean tiger in your face now, boy.
Yeah,
I have a question. I have a bone to pick with you.
Sake. Welcome to the 10-Minute Podcast. If you're going to buy
Yeah.
something on Amazon,
No
go
worries.
to 10minutepodcast.com, hit the Amazon banner, and,
Yeah,
and
man.
you'll get your stuff for the same price.
Don't
You'll be
worry
supporting
about
it.
it.
Tell all your friends about the show. Please rate and review it on iTunes and download and subscribe. My name is Will, the chief engineer of Laughter and
Caribbean
Cheer,
tiger
Sasso.
now, here.
and
I'm the Caribbean tiger. I have a bone to pick with you.
that's Bryan, the Caribbean Tiger Callen, I guess is what you're called.
I come to your podcast to be a guest.
Yeah.
Guest.
Yeah. Well,
And-
you're also...
And why?
Yeah,
Why?
You're part of this podcast.
Yeah, man. And why I'm in the worst of category?
Okay,
Why you put me in the worst of TMP category?
All right. Well, let me explain what's going on here. A little while back on an episode called Worst of TMP 6, Bryan was doing this Jamaican thing. I made it a worst of episode. I'm sorry I
That's
did that.
right, you do it. And I'm to let that go.
No, well-
I'm to be charity.
Okay.
I look like I take a pipe, boy. I
Okay.
stick it right up your ass.
No, don't do that.
And I run a bunch of rats up
no,
there, right?
no, don't put
As
rats up.
punishment.
Wait, you're going to put a pipe up my ass
I
and then
put the Jamaican rats, the biggest cats, you know.
They're bigger? The
The
Jamaican ones?
biggest cats, boy.
And you're going to put that in my bum?
Me
Please
mouth
don't do that.
Me market,
Okay.
me mouth and me market. you know.
After I made this episode a worst of episode, people started tweeting me saying, "Hey, Sasso, no way. That episode was hilarious. We like the Caribbean Tiger. Why the fuck
They
would you
like
make it
the Caribbean
Yeah,
tiger
why would you
because
make that a
I
worst
move
of
in
episode?
silence with heavy intent.
I don't know what that means,
I
though.
crouch in the tall grass.
I don't know what that means,
I crouch
though.
in the tall grass.
Yeah, I guess you crouch in the tall grass.
Yeah, boy.
I know what the words mean.
I take a great tattoo your face.
No, but none of the stuff you're saying makes sense.
I hold the tennis racket to your belly and I
Okay.
take a greater to
So
the
that's
tennis
why
racket.
so that's why I made it a worst of episode.
Yeah, boy.
Episode. I'm sorry, Bryan. I'm sorry I did that.
I squeeze into a box, a
Yeah.
small box.
Yeah.
I keep you there.
What?
In the
Me?
sun.
You can't
yes,
put me
boy.
in a small box.
I can squeeze
I'm
you.
far too large for that.
No problem. Why?
So you're here to set the record straight, and you've got a bone to pick.
I have a one that big with you.
It's very funny.
All of a sudden,
you know they're right. It's a funny voice.
all of a sudden you become a famous guy. Let
What?
me tell you, when Eskimo have money, he buy a fridge.
Huh?
When Eskimo buy money, he buy a fridge. When some people find themselves with a little extra fame, a little extra cash, they spend it on things they don't even need, like currency.
Well,
currency in the internet.
Wait, when
making
peop-
fun of the Caribbean tiger.
When people have money, they spend it on currency. That makes no sense.
I'm talking about social currency.
Okay,
Pay
well,
attention.
All right. Well, I've also said that fame's an illusion. I keep saying that. People think it's annoying when I say that. So
I
I'm not.
know all who go
I
to a
don't
church and
subscribe
have
to
the
that.
prayer.
Please make sense.
I know all who go to church go for prayer.
Yeah, they go.
Not everyone go to church for the same reason.
Yeah.
Some just go to gossip.
Right.
And you gossip.
No, I don't gossip.
You like to play gossip.
No, I'm a grown man. I don't gossip.
the men don't
not
gossip.
interested
The
in that.
men in Jamaica don't gossip.
How did you get so Jamaican, man?
Because I'm from the Caribbean tiger.
No, you're not. You're
so
from-
men.
You're from New York.
Men in
No.
Jamaica.
Right, no.
They mind the step by. They mind it foul, eat a
Okay.
wipe
Let
mouth
me ask you a
ground.
question. Let me ask you a question,
You're a
Bryan.
foul, eat a wipe mouth ground. You know that?
Let me look.
An ungrateful person.
Okay, so here's what happened last time to where I thought, okay, this is definitely a worst of episode. You started talking, in this Jamaican thing, and then you relentlessly just kept hitting me with these Jamaican sayings the whole fucking time.
A great deal of wisdom.
I wanna have-
I tell you something about gossip.
There
boy.
was no conversation.
I tell you something about the gossip. That's what
I
you are.
would
A
just
gossip.
as soon chop it up into a worst of
Boy,
episode. What?
Quiet your mouth now.
Okay.
So I can talk.
Yeah.
Aye. Listen to me now.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Listen and learn.
Okay, I'm listening.
Aye. Same bird where Karen News come. Are the same bird. Take it back. The person who brings gossip to you is the same one taking it back. Yeah, boy. Understand now?
No.
Same bird
No, I don't.
where Karen News come. Are the same bird. Take it back.
Okay. I'm going to be fair about this, and I'm going to treat this a whole lot better than I did the other episode, which I just hacked into a worst of episode. I'm going to find out what the fuck you just meant by that. Please say it again.
I said one time in patois. Listen now. Open ears. Boy.
Uh-huh.
Same bird where Karen News come. Are the same bird. Take it back.
Okay, Let me try to figure that out.
Yeah.
The same bird that brings the news is the same bird that...
Karen news come. The same bird. Take it back.
That's the same bird that brings the news is the bird that takes it away.
A bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. A woman. The same.
Oh, bird means woman.
Person, but I use it for women like you with the tits.
Okay, I don't have tits.
Yeah, I got tits.
Okay, all right. No, I don't have tits.
A person, let me see what you're working with.
No, I'm not showing you my chest.
A person who brings gossip to you is the same one taking it back.
Okay.
You play around. When the cat go away, the mouse play. Huh?
Okay, that one I've heard before.
And the cat go away, the mouse play.
That one's easy to understand.
Another Jamaican saying.
It's not Jamaican. That's just kind of a saying.
The eyes of the master fatten the calf.
What?
The eyes of the master fatten the calf.
The eyes of the master fatten the calf?
Yeah, why?
The eyes of the master fatten the calf.
The eyes of the master fatten the calf. It means...
I don't know what that means.
Employees tend to be more productive when the boss is around. Okay. Employees
tend to be more productive when the boss is around.
When the boss is around.
Okay, that one is so stupid. I'm sorry, that's so stupid.
I'm your boss.
No, you're not my boss.
My employee.
No.
Your boss.
No.
Your boss.
No, you're not my boss.
Your boss.
No, you're not my boss.
Employee.
No, you're not. No.
Employee.
Yeah, employee.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, you're employee.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Okay, look, here's the thing. At this point right now, we're having a little bit of a conversation, but really the only thing I want to do with this whole episode, I'm not going to do this. Yeah. You're listening to this in its entirety for this reason. But really the urge that I have inside of me is to make worst of TMP7 and only highlight that fucking calf, the eyes of the boss.
Listen to me, boy. Yeah, you say it
That's
wrong.
That's the only thing.
The eyes of the master fatten the calf. The eyes of the master fatten the calf.
The eyes of the master fatten the calf. That makes no sense at all.
What you take into your body makes a big difference with what comes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
When no kill fatten.
Right.
We no kill fat in the market.
If you take in food, you will shit some shit.
You eat something that doesn't kill you, it nourishes your body.
Right. But you still make poo-poo? Are you going to say that?
Don't be rude. Why? You're rude.
I thought rude boy was a cool thing in Jamaica.
I cut you.
No, you're not going to cut me.
I cut you all the way around your tummy.
No, don't do that.
I peel all the skin up. I tie it in a tight knot above your head.
No.
Yeah,
don't do that.
And I send you in a package to your mommy.
No, there will definitely be some charges.
I know, boy.
No.
I send you in a package. I package you up, send you to your mommy.
No.
I cut a clean line all the way around your waist.
That would break her heart. But also, if you got close to me and I didn't like it, I would break your Jamaican face.
Take care how you talk, boy.
Take care how I talk.
Care.
I said that on purpose to see how you deal with that sort of thing.
When
people step back to you.
Step to me.
Yeah, I'm stepping.
I'll meet you halfway, boy.
Okay.
I'll meet you halfway.
Now this is interesting to me. I want to see how you... Yeah.
Make sure you come correct because I got you. I'll soon come back.
Like the bird that goes away with the news?
In Kingston.
You've never been there?
Well, where I was born and raised.
No, you weren't born and raised there.
I was born and raised in Kingston.
No, you're
don't
not.
fight with our hands, boy.
Yeah.
We don't fight with our hands.
What do you fight with?
We fight with guns, boy. And a knife.
Guns?
Yes, and soon come
but
a pop.
Yeah, but they're all like...
Zip shoot, pop.
Yeah, but they're all rusty old guns or they're filled with like coconut oil.
No,
so they
boy.
What?
AKs.
No.
I open up with an AK.
Yeah.
On your face.
Yeah, you got some old Soviet stuff there. Some old...
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, but those guns are all filled with clay and mud, and there's no way you're going to get those to fire.
You a follow dog for
I'm not worried about anything. I'm not worried about
you. You a follow dog for manners?
What?
You a follow dog for manners?
Did you say dark flautas? I would love some flautas.
You a follow dog for manners?
I thought flautas were Spanish or...
No, you a follow dog for manners. It's like what we would call a yes man in North America.
I follow dog for manners?
You spread your bed out, you fly down in it, you understand?
What?
You spread your bed and you have to lie down in it. You make bad decisions.
You make your bed and you have to lie in it.
Therefore, you have to live with the consequences.
Okay, I think I figured this out. These sayings are just, you think they're Jamaican. I don't know how you've become this possessed Jamaican and you've got all these sayings in your mind.
You can't dog of a nest.
But they're all just the equivalent of dumb American sayings.
I'm teaching you something. Listen and learn.
They're the same in the Western world.
Listen and learn. You can't turn duck off a nest.
What?
Your life He's not going anywhere. You're just stagnant.
Well, I could definitely say after this, we appreciate our listeners because I'm letting you have your entire Caribbean episode in its entirety because
Anyway,
everyone tweeted
the
about
maga,
it.
it pop off.
So funny. when
Anyway,
Bryan-
the maga, it pop off.
What?
Wait, no kill button, YouTube.
All right. Welcome to Pete Sechelowski's Wrestleplace, your number one news source for all of the pro wrestling news across all federations in pro wrestling and all outlets throughout the internet abroad, podcasting and beyond. I'm Pete Sechelowski. We got a great show today, and really looking forward to it. Today we are counting down the top 3 best Intercontinental champions of all time. Of course, the Intercontinental Championship began with Pat Patterson in the WWF, now WWE, and so many years later is still a crucial what they call the working man's title in the now WWE. So without any further ado, let's count down the top 3 greatest Intercontinental champions of all time. At number 3, I have the original Rock, Don the Rock Morocco, who is a man whose hybrid style between functional, professional wrestler, knowledgeable of many holds, but could also turn on the powerhouse aspect. Number 2 is Y2J, Chris Jericho, a man who ushered the title into the new millennium, the Y2J era. And number 1, no one can deny the contributions of the late Randy Macho Man Savage, whose Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania 3 against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is still the standard bearer, still the blueprint and the match by which all other Intercontinental champions are judged. Let's go to the phones on Pete Sechelowski's Wrestleplace. Go ahead, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hi, Pete. Jerry Wozniak calling from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Hey, Jerry.
I don't think you know what you're talking about. This list guy.
This is my list of the top 3 greatest Intercontinental champions.
I gotta say, look, Don Morocco. Believe it or not, I don't argue with that too much. I think that guy's totally underrated.
It's hard to deny his contributions to the business of professional wrestling.
But hybrid style. I don't know. The guy was a madman. He was a brawl. He's not a scientific wrestler. I don't know why he's got a hybrid style.
I think you should go back and have a look at a lot of the wrestling and a lot of the programs that he had with Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and even against Pedro Morales, who was on his way out as Don Morocco was coming in. And Tito Santana particularly, I think you would enjoy those battles. Thank you very much for your call. Thank you very much for your call, Jerry. Okay, let's go back to the phones. Obviously, this is a hot topic. The top 3 Intercontinental champions. You're on the phone with Pete Sechelowski's Wrestleplace. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Pete, it's Jay Wozniak here. And whether or not I'd enjoy those matches between Pedro Morales and Tito Santana and Don Morocco, still, I maintain that he's not a scientific wrestler. He's not a hybrid wrestler. He's a brawler. He's a Hawaiian powerhouse.
Interesting you said. Let me ask you this, though, Jerry. Who among those wrestlers, especially of the eras of the 1970s and 80s, when a premium was placed on technical wrestling, would you say is not a technical wrestler of that area, I'm curious.
Don Morocco's not a technical wrestler.
I would disagree.
Well, I'd say Greg Valentine is a more technical wrestler than Don Morocco.
And I would distree.
Greg Valentine has the master of the figure 4 leg lock.
No, that would definitely be Nature Boy Ric Flair. Definitely mastered the figure 4 leg lock.
I think you got to put Greg Valentine's figure 4 leg lock right up there.
Well, okay. I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree here on Pete Sechelowski's Wrestleplace. Yeah, babe.
Wasabi rice crackers.
No, I'm doing my podcast right now, babe. No, I'll come upstairs later. I'm doing my podcast right now.
Can't find them.
I don't know where they are, babe. Okay, let's go back to the phones. Go ahead. You are on Pete Sechelowski's Wrestleplace.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jerry Wozniak from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay, hello,
wanted
Jerry.
to know why Pedro Morales, who I think pretty much is well known as the greatest Intercontinental Champion.
Not on my list.
Not on your list.
Okay.
Not even 3.
No.
Y2J over Pedro Morales.
Okay, well, it's important to remember that this is my list of my.
So it's your favorites. It's not who's
No,
best.
this is the top wrestlers in the Intercontinental division, and also
It's not a division.
But this is also
Not a division,
it's a
Pete.
championship,
Not
and
a
this
division.
is also important to remember
Not
that
a division.
it's also important to remember that these wrestlers also, a lot of them
Regardless
held
of
the
what's
world
important
title,
to remember,
namely
it is not a
Y2J
division.
Chris Jericho and Randy Macho Man Savage.
But it's not a division. It's a championship.
Yes, but these wrestlers, some of them, the contributions
How can you
were so
put-
large
how can-
that they actually superseded. Pedro Morales never won the world championship.
So he didn't win the world championship.
But these wrestlers are the wrestlers on my list, except for Don Morocco, by and large, have also gone on to great things to carry the company on their shoulders. I.e. Macho Man, i.e. Y2J Chris Jericho was the first undisputed WCW and WWF.
What does that have to do with the greatest Intercontinental Championship? I don't understand.
Well, I think if you go back to the record books, you have fun.
Hello?
My chair broke again, yeah.
Are you alright?
I'll get another chair.
Pete?
Oh.
Hello?
Oh.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Pete, Jerry Wozniak,
Okay.
Grand Rapids.
Thank you very much for your call,
What-
Jerry.
whether-
Okay. All right, now it's time to go to Twitter. Oh, I think I really hurt my back. I think I really hurt my back. Yeah, babe.
Are you alright?
I'm doing my podcast.
Are you alright?
This tweet is from @JWozniak Blackjacks Forever. Hey, Pete, I love your show. Just want to throw Pedro Morales' name in the hat for the top Intercontinental Champions of all time. I think, hold on. It's like the skin is peeling, but it's not bleeding. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back to the phones. Okay, caller, you are on Pete Sechelowski's Wrestleplace. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Pete, hi, it's Jerry Wozniak, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Hello, Jerry.
WrestleMania 3, Pontiac Silverdome.
Yeah, Pontiac, Michigan, a record crowd.
Who won the championship, the Intercontinental Championship?
Well, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat came away with the victory
Against who?
against Randy Macho Man Savage.
Huh. Why isn't Ricky Steamboat in what you yourself said was the flag bearer match of Intercontinental title history? Why is he not on the list? I don't understand that. You say this is the greatest match. And this
Okay,
is the man
well-
that won. The man that lost.
No,
I'll
that's
put
a
him on
good
the
point.
list.
That's a good point. And you know what?
That's a
I'm
very
going to take
good
that.
point.
I'm going to take that into consideration next time we do
What does that
our
mean?
top
You take it into
Intercontinental
consideration, then you just-
champions of all time. But Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's
to know more
contributions to
about
the
your
Intercontinental
process.
title. It's important to remember after Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's reign, very shortly after that, the Honky Tonk Man went into his
That's not
longest.
important.
It was the longest reign in the history of the Intercontinental Champions.
Why isn't he on the list?
Well, because
Come on.
Macho Man was a heel, Honky Tonk Man was a heel, and they couldn't
Pete,
just
you're
drop.
throwing heel
They,
and
no, they
that
couldn't.
doesn't
But they
have
couldn't
to do
just
with the
drop. They
wrestling.
couldn't drop the
Come
title
on.
from Macho Man to straight to Honky Tonk Man.
You're
And
throwing
it's my
stuff
my
out
opinion
there.
that
That's not
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was the intermediary
I was one of the 90,000
between those
there.
two.
And I saw
Thank
that
you.
match, and that's when Ricky the
Thank you very
Dragon-
much. Thank you very much for calling, Jerry.
Come on.
Okay, now let's go to our emails. This one is from Jerry Wozniak, who says, "Hey Pete, I'd love." I'm not going to read this email, but it goes on to say something. I'm just going to skim it. It says,
Okay, it says this person goes into Shawn Michaels, and they list Rick Rude as one of the greatest of all time Intercontinental Champions, and Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Jeff Jarrett, and Goldust. Okay, that's just about all the time we have for Pete Sechelowski's Wrestleplace, and we'll be back next time with what, man? Oh, is my brother here? Tell him I'm just finishing up my podcast. Okay? I'm fine, okay? It's just my back. It's some of the skin came off. I'll be okay. All right, thank you. No, I'm fine, Dave. Thank you very much for listening.
I think it would be cool, worthwhile, and I think people would enjoy hearing it.
If what? No.
If we talk about everything.
I don't want to talk about this. It's not an episode.
An episode.
And you don't know how long
That one was funny, dude. An episode.
10-minute podcast.
You got to say it last or what? If I say nepisode, you got to fucking say it again.
Hey,
don't
the
you?
whole
came
time
up
the
with
song was playing? No, you didn't come up with
Yeah, I
it. He
did.
came up with
No,
it.
came
I
up
said
with
it
it,
under
you
my
fucking-
breath, and then he goes, an episode. I was like,
No, I said nepisode, but it's a callback
Yeah, but
to
I
what
said
Chris...
it under my breath.
Chris called an episode nepisode.
I said it under my breath. I thought of it.
Hey, the whole time the song was
A
going,
year ago.
Brian was saying nepisode, and it
I've
was a
been saying
callback
nepisode.
to an episode you weren't even in
Nah.
that Chris and I
I've been
did,
saying-
and Chris called it nepisode.
I've been saying the episode since fucking there. I've heard the word.
You just backed off the mic and said, "This is you" during the song, and no one will be able to hear it, but I'm leaving it all in. This is you, nepisode.
Yeah,
Nepisode.
Yeah.
because I was like, I remember that.
Back
I remember
here.
that word. I have a fondness for it.
No, you don't. You don't even listen to the fucking
It's also
show.
not even a word, but
Too busy.
Welcome to 10 Minute Podcast. Please rate and review us on iTunes. Leave a review and rate with the
Tired
buttons.
of you saying that.
My name is Will, the chief engineer of Laughter and Cheer.
that's what I'm tired
Sasso.
of.
Brian
That's
the
what I'm
Kid
tired of.
Callen.
And I'm Chris DeLeo. I don't really have a nickname because I'm wrong. What you see is what you get.
Yeah,
so
and you know-
whatever. Anyway, next.
That's the whole nickname.
Yeah.
You've added so anyway next to it. That's
Well,
cool.
it's not a nickname. It's
Now, are you
more what see is what
Are
you
you
get.
anti-health? What are you? Are you anti-vibrance?
I don't get that, dude.
No,
okay?
no. Are you anti-vibrance? Are you anti?
Okay, I don't get that, dude, because I'm very dynamic.
No, but you're dynamic, but are you anti-vitality? Are you?
What's the deal, dude? Are you calling me a vampire? What are you saying?
Yeah, you're going to say he's licorice in a suit. You're going to say he's a lazy dolphin. He's aggressively loungy. All
Or
that
then what are
shit.
you going to say?
And
Then
you know
what
what?
are
Let me tell you
gonna
something.
say?
I enjoy it when you do that, and I think that's very vital. I think that's very vibrant. It's a very vital
It
comedic
just-
voice you've created, and you have fostered and brought along and
Okay.
cultivated
I don't mean to
on
be
this
like that,
podcast.
Yeah.
And you know what, Brian?
What?
Appreciate you for
Thanks.
it.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't like what the fuck he's doing, dude. Will.
I don't like how you're the example, the physical example you set.
What?
For fans and for kids.
I'm
They
fine.
can't see
I'm
how
healthy.
loungy as shit
I'm a
he
healthy
is,
guy.
right?
If you want to know how healthy I look, go to Netflix and watch Incorrigible. It's streaming live now.
That has nothing to do with
Fucking
being
has
healthy.
nothing to
I
do with
just shot
healthy.
it.
Yeah, no, you didn't just
5
shoot it. It
months,
was in
6
December
So what,
or something.
bro?
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right.
Anyway.
Look. Let me tell you something. Before we started recording, the three of us, friends.
I feel like this is going to make me mad.
No, it is going to make you
Okay.
mad.
All right,
because
see.
we were talking like, should we talk about this on
No,
the air?
and we
Should we
shouldn't.
not? All right. Well, the guys aren't around as much as they used to. Hey, B, surprise.
whatever.
I said used to, and
Yeah.
then didn't even say B. Remember
Okay.
when we used to do that all the time?
Yeah, we still do it.
And you know what I mean? It's been good times that we do it, and we have it on the show.
Whoa, dude. Are you... What's that guy? Neil deGrasse Tyson or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck his name is? Is that you?
The cosmic calendar helps our primal brain to understand how long the universe has been around because it is a calendar, and that's how we know how long the universe has been. That's not what Neil deGrasse Tyson sounds like.
No, but I meant...
You just pulled a shitty impersonation out of me.
No, but
And
I'm
that's
saying
hard to do.
what you were doing was so unintelligible.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead.
All I'm saying is, before we started recording, we like to keep it real, and actually, you guys can. We're going to peel back the layers in this one, right? We're having the conversation before. Why don't we have the conversation now while we're on it?
Because we already had it.
Yeah, but they didn't get to listen. I want them.
They don't
to
get
listen.
to listen to me sleeping either. Why
Hey
the
guys,
fuck should they?
here's what's up. Before we started recording, I was like, should we do an episode about how the
And what did
podcast
we
is
say?
changing? And they both said no.
Yeah. Because it already is, and it's so boring. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
It's a terrible subject.
All right, fine. Fuck it. I like this is a
What do you-
democracy.
So what do you want to do?
It's barely a fucking democracy with the way you hijack bullshit.
Correct.
Well, I do kind of have final cut on shit, but look, we press record, we go for 10 minutes, we stop. What the fuck do you want me to do?
Well-
Stop later?
Well, whatever.
Stop earlier?
You push an agenda.
No, I don't.
Fucking push an agenda.
You don't.
He's
If
the
you say push an
captain.
agenda one more time,
Say it.
You push an agenda.
all right, I'm just thinking that the audience would like to know what's happening with the show.
Okay,
the
so-
three of us are busy.
So what do
I don't
you-
know how to make that interesting or entertaining. I just thought I'm actually
Why do
being,
you want to peel back layers?
being
That's
serious.
The thing.
Okay,
Why
so
not?
then
Because I
what
just
do
think
you-
the audience wants to know.
So what should they look forward to? Like what changes?
But
should
it's
they
not
look
even
forward
worth talking about.
Chris is not wrong. Before we started recording, Chris said, "Hey, if a TV show changes its logo or
They
this or
don't
that,
do an episode about how the fucking logo changed. Okay? If
I like how legitimately
But,
pissed
you know,
off
as a
he
matter
is
of fact,
right now.
dude, you know what the worst thing is when a singer, like a fucking jazzy R&B fucking dope as fuck singer,
Right.
starts singing about like, got a new style now. You hate that guy. That's what you're doing in podcast
I
form.
would like an actual example of that because that is the most arcane reference I've heard.
Yeah, it's like
for
fucking
this.
switch
Who?
your style up, pow, 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 and they're doing all dancing and I switch my style up. You know what I mean?
I don't know about
I
that.
don't think so.
It's out there somewhere.
not a
Somebody
good
fucking find a
example.
song where he does that.
It's not.
It's probably like, you know,
That's our call to action.
Tony or some shit. I don't know.
Tony.
Or
You
Jay-
fucking just referenced something that's never happened, and then the thing you used to back it up was a fucking 3-piece band from the 90s.
Tony.
No.
Yeah, man.
It
Tony
was
Tony
probably,
has done it again. Feels good. Yeah. Right?
So are
Yeah, it was.
Are you looking to?
I'm just looking to have a real conversation with my bros, and we were having one, and it's going great. And I don't think there's a problem with letting our audience know what we're thinking, how we're feeling, and what
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be funny.
It's also about kind
Come
of
up on the mic.
nothing. It's about kind of nothing.
What do you mean?
Well,
I'm just, you know
Who
what? Maybe this is
cares?
an episode where I just kind of take some time out to say, preach, and that there's some,
Again, preach, dude. We always preach. Everybody knows we preach. We'll preach.
preach.
But he's fucking talking about, there's going to be a change on the horizon, like you're fucking Barack Obama. we're fucking.
that's a good reference.
We're
That's
like
current.
you're Tony.
No, not
And
current.
we're fucking. And you know what? It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel
Oh, I
good,
see
even
how
though
you brought it
Tony
together. Yeah,
says,
yeah.
feels good, yeah. I don't do duets. I do my solo
Oh, sorry,
singing.
go ahead,
Okay?
go ahead. I'll
Feels
do
good.
the background.
Whatever he says.
Yeah,
okay.
Go for me.
Yeah, I do like that.
What do I do?
gotta admit, I do like that.
What do I
And
do?
I like it
What do I
most
do?
because Brian has no idea what it is and he can't sing.
No,
with it.
there's no.
No, you
there's
don't
no
do
clicking.
fucking African
What do I
clicks.
get to do?
You don't know that
Well,
song.
I want to be in the band.
Well, how's this? Every band has a guy.
I wanna be one of the Tonys.
And that guy
Yeah.
goes and makes sure the band's belly is full.
What is that?
Hey, I don't want to be the
How
fucking.
about you go be a gopher?
Hey, man. Look, there's
Fuck you, man.
There's three of us
You don't
sitting here.
get to call me a gopher. I want to be in the part of the
No, we
band.
could draw a parallel to Rush or Green Day or some other three-piece where we're all three in a band. But instead, Chris, you said we're the band and he's our fucking gopher.
Yeah.
That's not very nice.
You said
Do
Tony.
me a favor,
Why can't I
but
be one of the Tonys?
Can you do me a favor?
Do
Yeah.
him a favor.
Get me a smoothie?
fucking?
Well, because I'm hungry, but I'm not that hungry.
Yeah, he's got to go on stage
so
soon.
could you get me a strawberry banana?
Yeah.
Smoothie.
Yeah, right now wouldn't be a good time
You're
for brown
being
rice, chicken, and
super-
vegetables. You know, he's about
Yeah.
to go on stage.
I
He
don't
doesn't
need-
want to have to take a shit by
Yeah.
the 8th song.
Oh,
You know,
dude, I'm going to be on stage for about 3 hours.
Right.
I don't want to have my tummy grumbling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So could you go get me a smoothie?
that's
I
so condescending.
am not your gopher.
Back off the fucking mic
Fuck
when you
him.
yell.
I'm not a gopher. I
Yar.
want to be one of the Tonys.
No.
Yar.
Not.
Yar.
You're not.
Gopher.
You're not- no,
and
no.
I've got one question for you.
Oh shit,
Okay, it better not be a bad one. What is
Okay.
it?
Chris.
What will you go get me?
Chris.
Please.
Please.
Smoothie.
So condescending, man.
Fucking no.
You can come up on the mic a bit.
No.
You will. You will.
No.
No, he won't. He
No.
won't. He won't.
You get it. You know why you get it?
Why?
You need dollars?
Yeah.
I want to be in a fucking band.
You can't be in the band.
Please, I want to be one of the Tonys.
Okay,
Guys.
how are the fucking Tonys going to play if they're Stomachs are empty, dude.
Yeah.
Go get me some
Yeah, he needs
kale.
smoothie.
Fuck
Hey,
I'm not getting you kale.
You get me 3-pound bag Costco minimums.
No, man.
Get rid of green ones. Want twice as many red ones though. Get 2 3-pound bags
All right,
Costco
all
M&Ms.
right.
Get reds from one. Put it
I'll
on
get
the back.
you. I'll
red
get
green
you your
ones.
smoothie bananas if you let me be in the band.
How about this? Instead of that, you get me Smooth, and you get him some.
All wants minimums.
Yeah, but I
Smooth. Who wants smooth? Who wants minimums?
Okay, but I fucking.
I want Smooth.
I want to be in the band.
I want Smooth. We want some.
As long as you let me be in the band.
Go.
Yeah. See, guys, no matter what happens, we have a good time with the podcast. Is that right?
Hey, Will.
It's a real conversation.
Hey, Will.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
You're just a natural.
You learn it.
Have you trained in kung fu or
No, we don't
jiu-jitsu?
say it like that.
Have you said? But do you
I
know?
did
Do you know?
train
Do you
in
know karate?
jiu-jitsu.
Do you know karate?
No,
I'm sorry, that's Japanese for empty hands.
the fuck's that?
What's going on? What the fuck is going on? What is going on? God damn it! It's David Greco, ladies and gentlemen. David Greco. Why did you invite him on?
No,
Well, how's he here now?
I don't know.
What are you doing, bro?
Hi, my name is David Greco. Give yourselves a round of applause for supporting open mic comedy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hey, thank you very much. Great crowd, great crowd. Hey, what's going on with these hamburger billboards? You know, you see them all over town. They got the billboard.
Hold
The
on.
delicious burger. You walk in, it's not as
David,
good. What?
First of all, God, we got to stop publicizing the fucking show like this. But
I thought I'd come by. You know,
I know,
just
I
trying to
understand.
hang out. Hi,
But
how are you?
good,
to see you. Yeah.
But listen to me, man.
What?
You can't just roll in and then try to do your
That's a
fucking
good point. Yeah,
stand-up.
let's sit down. Let's sit down. We'll do the wall to wall. I bring the quips, the jokes, the humor, the whatnots, the hilarity, the jape, and all that. How's it going? How you guys
All right,
doing?
just chill out and
I'm
relax.
a professional
okay?
podcast sidekick. You know,
You're
you
not
want to
really
know
a
me from all my
professional.
years in radio.
Okay,
back in
but so-
19 boom, I went on the podcast.
Yeah, but-
and all that stuff.
Okay.
The Oops, So We Hear podcast. You can hear that on Earwolf. Then there's the podcast. Oh, whoops, it's us guys.
Right.
On the Nerdist, right? All this podcast. So how
Sure.
you guys been? How you doing?
Okay, good. But David,
okay,
let's
who's
just...
familiar with David Greco from the podcast?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cool.
What did you want to do here?
Go ahead.
Did you want to? Why don't we let you
No.
get your thing out?
No, you go ahead. I'll just say I'm here. I'm here for wall-to-wall entertainment.
All right,
And I'll
well
come in
then, so we'll
with the
just do
quips
our
and the
thing
jokes and right.
while
You do
Will's
your thing.
taking his shit,
Don't let me
definitely.
interrupt you. Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, cool. So anyway, but Brian, about what we were talking about
Yeah.
about the movie and the, I don't like the way you're.
What's the problem?
Man, you're sweating a lot, Bill.
I'm not sweating at all. I'm
I
not
still-
You smell like tea bags. I don't know what's going on.
I don't like how you're actively not. You
No,
know,
I don't want to. I mean, you guys are sensitive artists. You're doing your thing. I'm just coming in with the quips and the jokes and the humor and the whatnots and the walla and the jape and all that. I'm over here. You do your thing. Go
right.
ahead. Do your thing. Go ahead.
Don't-
I'm off the mic. Go ahead.
All right.
it's still loud. It's still really annoying and loud when you do that. Yeah. Okay.
I'll say
Yeah.
it quiet.
Anyway, but
So anyway, let's try to get this back.
yeah.
At
least
I
you got
want
good
to.
hair.
Here's my thing with you.
Yeah.
And I'm being serious.
What?
I think you could be a big star, and I don't
Thanks.
think you can do that. Let me finish.
really appreciate that
I don't
compliment.
think you
Say
can
it.
do it, and I'm not trying to be a dick.
But you're gonna be a dick.
Without my help, and here's what I
Okay,
mean.
look, that's-
here's what I mean.
I don't need your help.
I've been
What's the-
around. I know
No
acting.
shit.
Hey, speaking
no
of big
shit.
stars, how about that Tom Cruise? I hear he's a Scientologist now.
Well,
What do you mean now?
everybody
It's been-
knows
He's a
that.
Scientologist now. There was a big documentary.
Yeah, I know, but that's not
You've
news.
gotta start
He's
writing
been
new
Scientologist
jokes.
For a
What
long
are you talking
time.
about? These are good jokes. Everyone's laughing. You having a good time? Go ahead.
You're forcing that.
I tell you what. Can I work out? You mind if I do
What do
something?
you
All
mean?
right,
I
go
don't
ahead.
like that.
Let him do some
What?
stand up, please, so we can get him out of here.
I don't like how you call it working out.
I just
Like-
want to, I just want to stretch.
David Greco, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do a little
Thank you
stand up.
very much.
Fuck.
Oh boy, what a crowd! What
Okay.
a crowd!
Go ahead.
Hey, over here, he's what do you call it on the show? Bit stealing. That's a good time. That's very funny. Hey, what's going on with Starbucks? Have you guys ever been to Starbucks? This new place, Starbucks? Have you seen
Not
Starbucks?
new, dude.
It's not
Oh
new.
my God, they got a new name for everything over there. Instead of a small coffee, they got a tall. Can you believe that? And a medium's not called a medium, it's called a grande. What's that about? And I tell you what, large, would you like to get a large coffee? Are you two on a date, ma'am, sir? You on a date?
You're not doing it.
Let me tell you something. That's called a venti. Hey, Starbucks, what's with the new language? I just want a coffee.
That's not really a good joke, dude.
Yeah, it's
Listen,
not really.
you're not-
They're laughing. laughing.
But they're
Come
laughing
on, that's a
at
good
you.
joke.
But nah, it's not.
Hey,
you're
what's
not,
going on with the new language? What are you trying to start your own country? Oh, I guess that's why the coffee's $5. They're trying to buy an island.
Don't explain it. I get it. Look.
Hey, just don't call the president tall. That means short, and then that's an insult.
Okay, well, don't stutter. You
Hey,
really
what's
gotta
up? Wait,
work
what's-
on your delivery.
Hey, let me tell you something. Have you guys heard of this Uber? Have you heard of Uber, guys?
Yeah.
What about this Uber?
Yeah,
Have you heard
I love
this
how
new thing,
one girl's
Uber?
into it.
Oh my
It's
God.
like, yeah, what about it?
Uber. Let me tell you something about Uber. This is a service you can use to just have somebody pick you up and drive you around. What are you talking about? You know what? That reminds me of when my Aunt Grace got too old to drive. My mom said, you got to drive Aunt Grace around. Only her nickname for me wasn't Uber. She used to call me Fat Fuck McJufro. All right,
It's
good
actually
crowd.
not bad.
That's not that bad, but
It's
it's
actually
just,
not a bad joke.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
a little
if you
tell
guys-
you have a lot of
It's
pain
a
in you
little
when you say it.
offensive, but it's all
Hey, have you
right.
guys heard of this new thing? This what does it say? What do you call this? What is this, ma'am? Have you seen YouTube? Have you heard of YouTube?
Okay,
oh my
so,
Christ.
listen,
YouTube.
David,
What?
YouTube
Everybody's
has
heard
been
of
around
all
for a
these
long
things.
time. You
No,
can't say-
it's a new technology. It's brand new.
Yeah, if
Let
you're
me tell
talking
you,
about since the beginning of the Earth, yes.
there's millions of videos on this thing. I don't want to see you
Billions,
playing. I don't want to see your cat playing with yarn or some kid break his dick and balls on a skateboard trick. I tell you what, they're even lying. It's not even the tube. If it was a tube technology, we'd actually be able to have good things on there like Welcome Back, Kotter.
Man, David, you're
That's also
stuck
like
in the
such
80s,
an old.
bro.
People don't even know what that show is anymore.
You
That
look
was
a little
John
like
Travolta's
Barbarino.
first job.
Hey, how about this Obama? Have you heard of Obama?
He's the president of the United States.
President of the free world.
Yeah, they want his birth certificate. Can you believe it? They want
That was fucking 7 years
They want
ago.
the president's birth certificate. They want his birth certificate. I tell you what, if you ask me for my birth certificate, that thing burned in a fire in 1983. I don't have it. What are you going to do? Send me to Africa? I ain't never been there. All right, good crowd.
It's not that good. It's
not
too many
that
words,
good, bro.
you know?
No, don't encourage it. Please don't
What's
encourage
going on
it.
with these Chinese
laugh.
restaurants that obviously used to be a Denny's? Have you seen these around? They look just like a fucking Denny's, but they got like Golden Garden Dragon and something. No, it's like, we know you're a fucking Denny's. Have a little bit of architectural integrity, or better yet, call yourself Chinese Denny's. I'd eat a Chinese Denny's.
you guys
going
are
there.
just encouraging this.
Hey,
Please
what's in
don't
the
laugh at this.
What's in the All-American Slam? Oh, All-American Slam is 2 egg, 2 bacon, 2 pancake, and 7 chicken feet.
It's not
Good
bad.
crowd.
It's gotten better.
It's a good crowd.
You've
You're right.
gotten
It's
better,
not-
and it's
Yeah, I'd like to do, all right, let me do some new stuff. Hey, you know what I want to do? I want to get, I'd like to live off the land. You know what?
You know, how often do you go on stage?
Every night or so, every other night.
Where is that?
I go up on a mic and stool. I go up at
Never heard of that.
the brick wall up in Van Nuys.
I've never heard of those.
Never heard of
places.
these places?
No.
Yeah, I do stand up, and I did a lot of stand up coming up in open mics, and I don't remember those
What
places.
about Barry's Laughing Belly over in Pacoima? You never been to any of these places?
Maybe I heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead with your new
Hey,
stuff.
you know, I want to live off the land. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to, check this out, I'd like to churn my own butter.
Wait a minute.
You know what I mean? Like this. I'd like to churn my own butter.
It's a new
And
bit?
every once in a while, as a reward, yeah, it's a new bit. I'd like to churn my own butter, and as a reward, I just take a scoop of that butter. You know what I'm saying?
my
A
fucking
scoop of the
bit.
butter, and I just slide it
That's my
across my
bit.
chest.
David,
What?
David,
That's my
David.
bit. That's my bit.
That's
No,
Bryan.
no, hold on a
special.
second. No,
Brian
that's not your
does that bit.
No, I don't know about that, Chris. Now,
That's
hold
my-
on.
Go ahead.
It's a very common observation. I'm
What?
sorry if
It's not a common
That's
observation.
the least
Common
common thing to
turning
be
and
observed
then
ever.
going-
That's why
Hold on
he
a
Give
second.
myself a
thought of
butter
it.
bath?
Yeah, you give yourself a butter bath.
That's
was
my
that
fucking
you?
bit. Yeah, that was me.
I'm very sorry.
So
I
how
didn't
does-
know
how
that
do
was
you end
yours. I haven't thought of an ending yet. I was watching on
All right,
YouTube.
well, that's
and I don't...
suspicious, but I'll give him another
Hey, I
chance.
tell you what. Hey, what's going on with these sports? You know what I mean? You guys watch sports? You like sports? Ma'am, sir, you on a date? You like sport? Oh, my God. You know, I don't care for sports at all. It makes no sense to me. I got one guy standing over here going, hey, tell you what, we're over here. We got these guys. We're going to take our ball. We're going to put it in over there. And the other guy's like, we're on this side. We wear different outfits. And I got 10 guys with me. And we're not going to let you put the ball over here. As a matter of fact, we're going to put it over there. And there's thousands of people watching. They spend millions of dollars on this. And there's people that buy shirts with the names on the back and stuff. I'll tell you what, in my world, if you wear someone else's name on your back and that guy sees you, he should be allowed to fuck you. That guy.
Right, I will. David.
That's his joke.
David.
No, they love that joke.
Yeah, but
David,
that's
no, David.
Chris's joke.
That's
talking
my
about?
joke. I did on my special.
Did it on a special.
I did that on Incorrigible.
Yeah.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes.
I'm me.
All right, but you know, you can see how that's a common observation.
It's not. How is that
Observation.
come? I say,
You've done
someone
my
else's-
joke word for word
All
and
right.
his joke.
Hey, thank you very much for having. That's my time. I'm David. Unbelievable.
Sorry, you guys.
Look,
Sorry about that.
You're gonna try and go fuck David Greco. Oh yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. There's always somebody made for somebody.
What? The fuck? You can't just tag it. Some...
Jersey!
Yeah.
Delia?
Oh, it is Delia,
Call
but
it
yeah.
Delia. Chris Delia. Your shitty name.
She's saying she wants to fucking...
No.
Oh, no.
What are you fucking...
Have you
the
heard
fuck?
of these,
David.
what's up with these selfies? Have you heard of the selfies now, ladies and gentlemen?
David.
Selfies, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody's got to tell these people they got the camera facing the wrong way. They're out there taking pictures of themselves. Hey, how was your vacation? Oh, it was great. We went to the Mayan Riviera. We saw the ancient ruins. Here's 1,000 pictures of my face.
Yeah, it's really not that funny, dude. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Thank you very
not
much.
making a flip book.
Get out of here. So depressing.
I also fucking hate that song.
Me too. It's so
Like the
depressing.
saddest bass player of all time played it.
Shitty bass.
You want to start it or should I?
I'll start it.
Hey, thanks for hitting the download button on the Thursday episode of 10 Minute Podcast. Then what?
Are you starting or
What? You want... All right, shit, go ahead. Fuck, I didn't mean to railroad you here.
Well, thanks for tuning in. Let's wait till the song.
I'll wait till the fucking song finishes at least. Jesus Christ, Tommy. What a clusterfuck. You go first.
I'm going.
Oh, hell yeah. My name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm sitting across from...
Tommy Blotcha.
Yeah, Tommy Blotcha. Welcome to the 10 Minute Podcast. Fuck all that shit about Amazon and blah, blah, fucking blah that Will would have you fucking talk about if he were here. That shit don't make a squirt of piss of difference.
No, it doesn't even make him any money. He says click on the banner.
Click on the fucking banner like we got all sorts of time, like we're a bunch of fucking robots here at your beck and call.
That's what I
hate. If there's one thing I fucking can't stand, it's a fucking guy that tells you to click on banners.
Yeah. Especially to make him money and just give you an extra step of a thing to do when you want to purchase something.
You just want to purchase something on Amazon. Shit, go ahead. You don't need to line your fucking pockets. No more clicking through banners because Stone Cold said so.
All right.
Shit, what's up? This is my first time on the podcast, actually. It's all right to be here. It's kind of fucking Sasso, that fucking tub of shit, sure got this chair warm.
Yeah, it's still warm, and he's up in Canada. And
yeah,
that
he's
fucking chair is
who
still
knows
warm.
where the fuck he is, that fucking piece of trash.
Anyways,
Oh, shit, how the fuck have you been doing, Tommy? You and I have been up and down the road before.
yeah, we have. This is great. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous here. You're kind of intimidating.
What?
You're kind of intimidating.
What?
You're intimidating.
What? Now, that's just a gimmick I used to do on the TV. Of course, if you're not familiar with me, you can go fuck yourself. That's a little podcast humor. Shit, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Texas Rattlesnake, the Bionic Redneck, the BMF, the bad motherfucker, the toughest SOB in the history of the WWF. Now, what do you call it, Tommy? The WWE?
Well, I call it the now WWE.
Now, shit, you used to work with the fucking WWF,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck, EFG. I'd like to buy a vowel, Pat Sajak, and sometimes Y, didn't you? Back in 99, 2000, you would have fucking come up with all sorts of shit.
Yeah, 99,
Back when we were
2000.
working together on down the road,
Yeah.
fucking hitting it hard. Mick Foley, Undertaker, The Rock, shit. We had all sorts of fun. Triple H.
Crash Holly.
Crash-
my favorite 24-hour rule for the hardcore.
All right, we
time.
ain't going to get into the whole
Well, what the
fucking
hell?
minutia of all the fucking shit you came up with your stupid fucking hardcore title and deciding it should be defended 24/7. I was a little bit busy defending the world title,
I
Tommy.
know, but I was trying to segue into Money
Now,
in the
you
Bank.
got this fucking thing, Money in the Bank, which is a lot like the hardcore title.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, the gimmick.
That's what you were going to say, I believe.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
On
was gonna say.
Sunday, you and Sasso, that fucking piece of trash,
Fat tub of shit.
a fat tub of shit, fucking Will Sasso are gonna be calling the spot, calling the action.
Yeah.
So how does that work? You got me signing up for another fucking app or some shit, another website?
Yeah, it's free.
Give me some of the fucking download. How does this
It's
work?
roar.com, you know.
No,
right?
it's roar.co/Will Sasso. He gave me the distinctive fucking the fucking coordinates here, that fucking piece of garbage.
He got me a little flustered, so
You
I'm sorry.
get the Roar app,
Yeah.
RAUR. You fucking follow Will Sasso. You follow him on Twitter. He'll tell you when to fucking tune in. You don't need the piece of shit fucking Roar app. They're going to be broadcasting. Tommy and Will Sasso, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on roar.co. That's RAUR.co/Will Sasso. What the fuck else we got
Well,
going
you
on?
can tell him about my Twitter, too. It'll be on there.
Oh, shit, yeah, at Tommy Blotcha, TOMMYBLACHA. Now, what the fuck did you want to do? Some sort of gimmick here? You want to do a little bit of a...
Yeah, I thought we'd play a shooter work.
Yeah, this is something Tommy and I, this is a fucking game we would have played had we been closer friends back when you were working with the company. Go fuck yourself. I'm just making a joke there again. Shit, I'm pretty good at this podcast and shit.
Yeah, real good,
I
actually.
fit right in with fucking Will and all his band of merry
Yeah.
shitheads, fucking giving each other the dirty fucking business, talking smack.
Well, shooter work, as you know, in wrestling lingo, shoot, comes from the back in the day, the shooters. It kind of is morphed into a word that means the truth.
Well, shit, shooters would have been guys like Carl Gotch, shit like that. Now, a
Danny
modern
Hodge.
Danny Hodge would be a great fucking shooter. Guys who actually could fucking wrestle and could twist your fucking limbs out.
Yeah,
guys like Kurt Angle nowadays,
Yep.
Brock Lesnar,
Sure.
so on and
Yeah,
so
legitimate tough guy. So the word means true. And then the word work means,
Right.
not on the up and up, like something's
forth.
funny.
Right. Well, sort of what we used to do, and as Vincent Kennedy McMahon would have you call it, sports entertainment. But to me, it's fucking pro wrestling.
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah. So shooter work.
Shooter work.
So you just want me to get into this with you? What's shooting? What's a work?
Yeah, okay, like this. Here's how it works.
Let's let it fly.
Shooter work, moon landing.
That was a work.
That was a work, so that didn't happen.
That did not fucking happen. None of those Buzz Lightyear, none of those motherfuckers touched terra firma on the fucking moon.
What about Neil Armstrong? Nope.
Not familiar.
He's the first guy that actually landed on the moon.
That
That's
would be a work.
Okay, that's a work. Huh. That's interesting. Seinfeld.
Seinfeld is a shoot.
Seinfeld's a shoot. Even though he had a show,
Right.
you kind of saw
Yeah, but it's called Seinfeld. If
Yep.
the show was called
Yep.
something else, fucking,
Yeah.
Signman or something, then fuck, it might have had a shot of being a work. But as far as I can tell, those are all real people.
Okay.
And that was
That's
that was
good.
a shoot.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Shooter
That's a work. That's a work.
Not real peanut butter.
No, not real peanut butter at all. It's got all sorts of sugar and corn and shit mixed in there, and the chocolate tastes a little suspect too.
How about this Monsanto GMO seed business?
Shit, that's a shoot.
That's a shoot.
Yeah, it's a shoot.
So Monsanto is like their genetically modified seeds. They're trying to take over the seed business.
No, that much is a work, but Monsanto's a shoot.
Monsanto's a shoot, but the seeds are legit. I'm a little confused.
Well, shit, I mean, I seem to, maybe I'm fucking talking to myself here. I'm fucking giving you answers, but to me it seems that there's something wrong, you see, because I'm providing you answers to your questions, but then you keep fucking changing them, Tommy. So if you want to play a little work shoot, we can fucking play some shoot work, or we can fuck around, talk about the Roarcast and all the bullshit you guys are going to be getting into, as if Cole and JBL and Booker T don't have it covered when they're doing the fucking pay-per-view. But shit, you want everybody to listen to you and Sasso, that ball of shit.
Fuck, man, this is intimidating.
What else you got?
Oh, jeez. Non-alcoholic beer, shooter work.
That's a work.
Okay, so I hate to follow up on it, but it's a work, so that means the beers does have alcohol in it?
Yeah, it's all beer's beer as far as I can tell. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold says so. Beer's beer.
Okay.
I like to crack an IPA. That shit's got upwards of about 4 or 5% alcohol. Sometimes you can get a nice IPA. I enjoy a pale ale.
No.
6% alcohol. But no, de-alcoholized beer is a shoot. It's a work.
It's a work. It's
a
not
work.
real. Okay,
right.
got it. Steven Seagal, shooter work.
It's a work.
Yeah, it's a work. He's not real at all.
No, it's a work.
Okay. Blu-ray.
Blu-ray's a work.
Blu-ray's a work.
Yeah, it's the same shit as DVD.
It's just a DVD.
Depends on your TV. If you got I got a real nice TV now. I got a nice fucking 63-inch, and this fucking thing comes in crystal clear. But sometimes I like to put in my old DVDs. I'm a big fan of X-Files. I put that shit in there, and it looks just the same if you had a Blu-ray. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that one. All right. Letterman retiring. Shooter work.
That's a work. That's for damn sure a fucking work. David Letterman ain't going no place. That's a work. He'll be back. He's got like a rib injury or something. Hard to talk. Makes it something like that. Shit, They brought out all that stuff for May Sweeps. They had all these people there, all the big stars. Your Alec Baldwin, your Jim Carrey, your Julia Louis-Dreyfus. It's a work, Tommy.
Oh, wow. So he's going to be back.
He'll be back with flying colors.
Prediction when?
Probably a year or two.
A year or two.
Take a big leave.
Wow. How about
big dusty roads like broken leg leave? Like I'm talking shit. When he comes back, he'll have that white meat baby face. He'll be fucking. They'll put a rock in his ass and shoot him right to the top of the company.
God, I'd love a picture of Wahoo McDaniels with a T-shirt that says "I broke Letterman's leg."
Holy shit, that would have been a fucking good item. If you could get out there, I'll tell you what, if you're listening right now and you like the 10-minute podcast, what we need from y'all is to tweet a picture to @10minpod of Chief Wahoo McDaniel with a T-shirt that says what now?
I broke Letterman's leg.
I broke David Letterman's leg, or just fucking Letterman's leg. Shit, that was a hell of a shoot. What else you got?
So Leno, he's a fucking shoot.
Leno's a fucking shoot. I almost said Sheno's a loot.
Yeah.
I would have said at the end of that, because that's what they do on this fucking show. Yeah. Well, shit, Tommy.
What about Fallon?
Oh, Jimmy Fallon's a fucking shoot.
What about Seth Meyers?
Seth Meyers is work.
That fucking new English fuck.
James Corden?
Yeah.
He's a work. Okay. Fallon's a shoot, though. That's for damn sure. Jimmy Kimmel's a shoot. And Conan can do whatever the fuck he wants at this point, work, shoot. He kind of goes either way. He can come out there and cut a big fucking promo, go right to the top that way. Shit, you got all this stuff happening. You got the fucking Roar app, RAUR.co/Will Sasso, so we can hear more of this bullshit. I guess you want me to show up on Sunday.
Yeah, please.
Shit, I'll catch you on down the road, Tommy. Oh, hell yeah. My name is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
What?
Oh, I get it.
Sorry.
I want to apologize to you for not mentioning the 10-minute podcast enough on this podcast.
That's fine. You don't have to do that.
We do some funny stuff.
Will, can we talk about the
And we have our
10-minute
live.
podcast live being number 1 on iTunes in the comedy section?
Well, we can do all of that because I got a little surprise for you guys right now, and it's this. And nope, I don't. wait, hold on.
Come on, bro.
What I meant to say was this.
You're better than this.
Hold on.
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last. That's why you're listening to 10-Minute Podcast.
Welcome to the 10-Minute Podcast. If you're going to buy something on Amazon, please go to 10minutepodcast.com, hit the Amazon banner. You'll get your stuff at the same price, and we'll keep this show going because that's what we want to do. Our recent live show is out on iTunes. You can go to 10minutepodcast.com, follow the banners there, the yellow one, and then you get that font. Please rate and review the 10-Minute Podcast on iTunes and tell all your friends about it. My name today is Will the Man Sasso.
I'm Bryan the Kid Callen.
Yep.
And I'm Brendan Big Brown Schaub. I'm glad to be on the 10-minute podcast
hold
because
on.
you guys have never had me on.
No,
I feel like I always reach out to you guys, and you never have me on.
Right,
Hey,
and
Chris
we're gonna-
D'Elia.
Yeah.
Beat it, nerd.
We're going to get into a few of those topics today because I'm sitting here recording what I like to call the man, the fighter, and the kid because I'm over here in Marina Del Rey at the Fox Studios with Bryan and Brendan, and I've decided to hijack your fucking podcast for 10 minutes and record a 10-minute podcast.
Taken style.
You can't just come in here.
You're like Liam Neeson.
I mean, I'm part of this podcast, the 10-minute podcast,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that, but you
Yeah.
can't just come in
Why
without
not?
my permission. And
Why
just-
not? Why can't I just record
Well,
the 10-minute podcast?
it's a little unorthodox.
Well, I'll tell you. Let me tell you what's a little unorthodox, Bryan. A little unorthodox is getting constant tweets to our Twitter, which is @10minpod. Please follow @TENMINPOD.
Yeah.
And people saying, "Hey, Bryan was talking about. Hey, D'Elia was on the show, and you guys didn't talk about the 10-minute podcast. Or Bryan was over on whatever this podcast or that podcast. They're saying, hey, talk about your podcast, and it doesn't come close to bringing up the 10-minute podcast.
D'Elia was on here. Brian's on. You got 2 out of the 3 from
Right.
the 10-minute podcast.
Right.
They didn't even mention it.
No, they didn't
I
mention
had to mention it, Will.
Did you?
Yeah.
And that's funny because when Bryan and Chris are with me on what I like to call my podcast,
Okay,
10-minute podcast, we talk about the fighter and the kid all the time. So here we are. We're in your fiefdom. We're in your court.
Yeah.
And, Bryan, you're a guest today on 10-minute podcast.
All right, well,
Yeah.
So what would you like to say to your listeners?
Look, all right. First of all, I apologize for not. We get caught up in conversation. I should be mentioning the 10-minute.
No, you don't have to mention the 10-minute podcast. I'm very happy for what's happening here with the fighter and the kid.
What would you like to do in this 10 minutes? I mean, we're already running out of time.
We've got about 7 minutes left.
Well, so let's do
7
something.
minutes.
Let's do a 10-minute podcast on the fighter and the kid.
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do a 10-minute.
I can't believe we're doing a podcast within a podcast. It's kind of crazy, but
No, it's
let's go with it.
podcastception. And
Chris D'Elia, Big Brown's cutting in. on the 10-minute podcast.
Well, that's another thing. We've been trying to get. Here's the thing: we've been trying to get Brendan to come record at the house and do 10-minute podcast. But I kind of feel like you're definitely the liaison there.
Yeah.
And you haven't
no
invited
one's ever
him.
asked me. Ever.
Now, hold on. I didn't.
Now, how
hear-
long have you been doing Fighter and the Kid?
About
3
2.5
years.
years.
About 3 years.
About 3 years.
About 3 years.
That's ample time to say, "Why don't you come by?"
It probably is.
Now,
ample
Brian,
time.
I appreciate you, or appreciate you, as we say on the
Sure.
10-minute podcast,
Sure.
because you live. Where the fuck are you in Simi Valley?
I'm that's and
In
you know
San
the
Francisco.
answer, and you guys know the answer. I'm in Calabasas, so
You're in
please
Ojai.
be respectful of where
And
I live.
I love where you live, and I love your home, and I love your family, and I love the fact that you can come out and still do the 10-minute podcast. 3.5 years into doing the 10-minute podcast,
I got some new
You're still
characters,
out
too.
there. No, we don't want to do that now, for sure.
But I saved that
I
for
do,
the
have,
actual.
I do have some new characters.
But I saved that for the actual 10
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah, maybe save that for the
Yeah.
actual 10-minute
Yeah.
show. And then you got to come all the way out here to Marina. So I don't want anybody to think that I don't appreciate what you do. I really do. I just and it's all good. I just felt it would be fun for me to come on and let your listeners know that you also have a mistress called the 10-minute podcast.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And
your guys' live show, I was there, and
Brendan
I
was
thought it
there.
was dope.
yeah,
Thanks,
we
buddy.
killed it.
Thanks.
Are we still number one on?
I believe we're still number 1 on iTunes in the
I saw
in
it.
the
Yeah, I
albums.
saw it. On
That's
there.
kind of crazy.
But here's the thing.
We're beating out Kevin Hart and Jim Gaffigan, I believe.
Yeah, but their shit's been on there forever.
Yeah, the
we'll
way
be gone in a
iTunes
week.
work is it's really who's current,
Like
most
recent,
current.
yeah.
recent.
We'll be down to 158.
How much money will I make off this?
None if
70
you don't
million
start
goes to
if
Will.
you don't start talking about the 10-minute podcast. But I tell you what, we are in the middle of Fighter and the Kid. I don't want to
Yeah.
completely hijack the show, but
Well, what do we
now-
got? 5 minutes left? 10 minutes?
Yeah, about 5 minutes. So here's the thing. We're having a good time on Fighter and the Kid. If you're listening to this on 10-minute podcast, go over to Fighter and the Kid. And per the Fighter and the Kid, we should just keep going with Fighter and the Kid.
Keep going.
And per that, and I don't want to take over. I mean, it's your show.
You got
but,
this, man.
But one thing we were doing before, and which was a lot of fun, was Evan, will you play a little more of that interview? Evan the Beard, please play a little more of the interview.
and the Hulk
that
Hogan
Brendan
on
and Brian
Fighter and the
had
Kid?
with
Play the part where he
Hulk
gets
Hogan.
personal. We really want to get.
I need the sex video
wanna-
and where he talks about Nick being
No,
a dumbass.
well, maybe
and
don't play the
crashing cars.
personal. Yeah, well, what do you have?
Let's
You
see,
know what?
just play whatever you got,
Play whatever
Evan.
you got.
And then WrestleMania 2, brother, I slammed that King Kong bunny right down through the mat, brother.
Yeah, I remember
And I climbed the cage, dude.
How much?
And
of this-
that's how I won. And that's how I won WrestleMania.
Now,
brother.
would you say, since you've tanned so much and you look like a hot dog, that you're going to die of skin cancer or no?
That's incredible that you guys had Hulk here. That's so amazing that you had Hulk.
It's so
here.
weird.
And
It's weird. We just cut off
Evan
every
would,
time
I
he
wish
gets good.
Evan would let this run a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Evan,
because I
the
really
beard's
wanted to get
driving
to,
me nuts.
I had some questions
Play
I
a
wanted
little more.
answered.
Play some of the personal stuff.
Talk about where he does the Hogan hair slide while he's getting his dick sucked.
Well, let me tell you something, dude. I went over to WCW, brother. I went over to Ted Turner, dude. And then I started the NWO, and all my NWOites, brother, they're for life, dude. And they know that we're too sweet. Me, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, brother. And we changed the landscape, brother, of professional wrestling, sports entertainment,
Didn't you leave
dude.
Ed McMahon and you went over to Ted
Not
Turner?
Ed McMahon, brother. He was the sidekick
Vince
on the
McMahon.
Johnny Carson show, brother. And that's very important. If you're going to have a bit, dude, and the bit is that Evan the Beard's cutting to these interviews with Hulk Hogan,
I
brother.
meant-
But the thing about it, brother, is that when Will goes, hey, let's listen more of that interview, and then he just pretends to be Hulk Hogan, dude, then you can't say things like, hey, when you left Ed McMahon, brother, because here's the thing about that, Bryan Callen. You know what I mean, dude? Because I'm like, does this guy know what he's talking about, brother? Because Ed McMahon does not own the WWE, brother. Ed McMahon was the sidekick on the Tonight Show.
And he's
brother.
Lex McMahon's
20
dad.
years
He's your manager's
Yeah,
dad.
brother.
I
Yeah,
meant-
dude. And he had the publishers clearing out sweepstakes, brother. He'd come to your door with that big check, brother.
Hey, is it
Right.
true? Is it true? Hulk Hogan and Razor Ramon ran a train on some girl.
I can't believe that you guys had Hulk here, and that he's such an amazing guest.
He's
this
amazing.
Is,
He's not that amazing because he's really not really
very
aware
cookie cutter.
that he's being
Yeah.
asked questions, and he just talks only about his past.
Look, he
fights
ignores
as
our
though
questions.
They're real.
Yeah,
does
we're
he
here
think-
on-
Does he believe they're real? Does he actually believe those fights were real? I mean, where he's very.
Does he
aware.
really think he can fight? You think, Will?
Do you have anything about that?
Yeah,
We're
I asked him.
talking about-
I said if you got in a legit fight, what would happen? You're on the street in
roll
Miami.
that part.
Wait, do you-
roll
could
the
you
part
roll that?
where I
roll
said
that
who
part?
would win in a fight. You or Kimbo Slice, Hulk Hogan. Here's his answer.
Yeah, this is
Well,
great.
let me tell you something about Kimbo Slice, brother. He's my brother from another mother, dude. He's out there clanging and banging. Just like Hulk Hogan, brother. And just like Hulkamania will never die, dude.
I know, but
Kimbo
Hulk,
Slice
Hulk,
madness
could you
is
beat him
running
in a
wild,
fight?
brother. Even though he has a professional record
Hulk.
as a mixed martial artist
Yeah.
of what? Brendan West. How many fights did he win?
Not a
lose?
lot.
Well, let me tell you something I'd do. I'd drop that big leg on Kimbo Slice, brother. I'd slice him off a little something right down the middle, brother. And I'd lay the smackdown right on
Okay,
Kimbo
well, how
Slice,
do you think
brother.
you do against someone like, my God, Brendan Schaub as a fighter? I mean,
Well, let me tell you something about Brendan Schaub, brother. He's a fighter, but he's also my brother from another mother, from the other mother, brother.
other side.
Yeah, brother.
We're both tan as shit.
Yeah, dude. We're tandem brothers out there in Marina Del Rey, brother. It doesn't matter if we're in Tampa Bay, brother. It doesn't matter if we're in Venice, California.
I know, but who-
and that's my old gimmick, brother. Hulk Hogan from Venice
know
Beach,
that. Do you,
California.
but Hulk,
303
do you believe
pounds,
that
brother.
you actually, you don't really believe that you could fight in the UFC, do you?
Unbelievable stuff that you got from
It's
from Hulk
crazy.
here.
I know,
It's so
I know,
cool.
but I
Now,
can
did he
never
he
get
kind
an
of he
answer.
kind of dodged the questions?
Yeah,
a little
he
bit.
does.
He's
Yeah,
very
he
good.
did.
He's like a politician.
Yeah, it's sort of like he's here's what I got to say about that. It sort of feels like he's a superhero, and we all need to respect him as a superhero. And
So you believe that he eats his vitamins and that's why he's so large?
well, Brendan, he trains, he says his prayers, and he eats his
And that's why
vitamins.
he's so huge and tan, especially at this age.
Will, do you think?
Do you know what threw the interview
I know
off?
you're a huge fan of his. Do you believe that he didn't do steroids?
Thank you so much for listening to the 10-minute podcast. We only have a little bit of time
Hey,
left.
Will, you know what
I want
fucked
to
the
say
interview
that,
up?
please. What did you say?
You know what messed the interview
What's
up?
that?
Is when the old kid here thought it was
Ed McMahon instead of-
I feel
Well-
like that threw the
Well,
whole
hold on,
vibe
we're
off.
let's
used
go
to
back
that
to.
on the-
Well, you just sidestepped the question I asked.
Well,
you
we're almost out of
directly.
time, Brian. We
I
have
know,
like
but you
15
can't-
seconds left on the
right, so
10-minute
I know, but in
podcast.
10
15
seconds.
seconds. In
Okay,
15 seconds,
10 seconds.
did he take steroids?
Did
do you
who
think?
take steroids?
Hulk Hogan.
Why don't you let Hulk Hogan answer that? Let's hear a
all
little
right,
bit
go
more
ahead.
Hulk.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. I slammed that Andre the Giant down. Papa Shango, King
Tommy Blacha, ladies and gentlemen.
Is this really how you're starting it?
Tommy Blacha, everybody.
It's legit starting?
Yeah, it started.
Some
Podcasts are professional,
and you
others are not so much.
Come on, Tommy.
Guess which one this is? Maybe the one not so
It's
much.
the former, not the latter. Hey, you rhymed there. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
thanks.
Hey, that's a pretty good improv song there, Tommy. Welcome to the 10-minute podcast. If you're going to buy something on Amazon, you know what you do, Tommy?
Oh, what? You click that banner?
Yeah, you go to 10minutepodcast.com.
Exciting.
You click the Amazon banners. You do all this stuff. You do all the things. Here's what I'd like you to do. If you enjoy the show, please tell 7 friends.
Jeez, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's not that many.
It's a lot of people.
No,
I don't
it's
even
not.
have 7
It's
friends.
not that many. It's just like a small group of people.
God,
seven,
why do you
five-
got to do so much stuff?
I'm just saying, and do that, and please download and subscribe on iTunes. You got to make sure you're subscribed to the podcast on iTunes.
I hate everything now.
Why?
Because it's like, that's how it is nowadays. My TV show's canceled. Oh, we'll get a bunch of people. Let's have a grassroots fucking thing, and
Yeah.
let's sign a bunch of stuff. Oh, get online.
Yeah.
Do this. Hey, you want to listen to this podcast
Let's
in my
bring
basement?
Sabrina
Oh,
the Teenage Witch
yeah,
back.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell 7 people. Oh,
Right.
click on this thing, and remember
Yeah.
to do this, do that. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Help Zach Braff make his movie. Go to
Yeah,
Kickstarter.
hurry.
And
Come
all that
on,
stuff.
everybody.
Marshall, our good pal Marshall Cook, he came over here trying to get someone to grease him for $2 million so we could shoot our Champions of the Universe script. You
How'd it work?
want to guess if it worked? Well, we were going after one investor for $2 million.
And?
Did not work. No, we
Why?
did not.
Because they were crazy and didn't have $2 million?
Well, no, because we were essentially looking for one person to give us $2 million to make the movie because we didn't want to crowdfund. I called it friend fund or friend
Right, right.
source. I don't like to use the word fan source or any of that stuff.
It's just
Like
so
the
much
Super
stuff.
Troopers guys. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't-
Anyway, no, but
I don't
I
wanna
hear
think
what
about
you're
it
saying.
anymore.
Yeah, I know, Tommy. I'll tell you what. My name is Will, the chief engineer of Laughter and Cheer Sasso.
It's just, I'm Tommy Blacha, at Tommy Blacha. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
What's happened? It's just I used to like to come over to this basement and just hang around and do this podcast, and now it's
Yeah.
coming to a complicated nightmare.
All right, Tommy. Well, it's been going for like 3.5 years, and now you've been coming doing them, and it's a lot of fun because we've been friends for a real long time. But don't act like don't be like, oh well, no, it's fucking bummer.
It is.
for me to
It's
come
I'm
here."
shackled. I'm shackled, and it's a bummer.
I will say this, having done this podcast for a while, I just kind of wanted to do something to kind of just be goofy, and now you got all these things you got to do.
yeah, you're not happy.
No, I'm happy. I'm very
You're
happy.
not happy.
No, I'm happy doing this podcast.
You want to be doing something else. You should be doing something else.
I got all sorts of things that I'm doing, and I'm
Like
very
what?
happy about them. Like
Name
what?
one. Yeah.
I don't want to list them on the show. I'm going to sound like some jackass, like telling you, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But I got a lot of good things happening.
What do you want to be doing? Honestly, what do you want to be doing? Racing cars?
No, although Paul Newman didn't start racing cars until later in his life.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
there's always a second thing you can do.
Yeah, see? Something's eating at you.
No, I there's a lot of things I do in the business, and there's a lot of running around that I end up doing, and you know how that is, Tommy. We're in the same business, and you gotta come up with and conceive and create, and just the business of it all. And sometimes I do wish that things were a little easier to get them from point A to point B. You know what I mean? Just craft something, grow something, and give it. You know what I mean? I just want to make something and provide it, you know?
Yeah.
And the podcast here is the closest thing to that.
Right.
You know, making your little, if you make a weird video online or you do some stuff like that, that's kind of the same thing. This
Till
podcast,
today, when it got all tainted with all your tell 7 friends and do all this shit.
but I always tell people that. But now, yeah, you're kind of shining a light on it, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Am I a hack?
No. It's just, you know, it happens to all of us. It's like the shit gets complicated.
I kind of feel bad, like telling everyone, do this, do that,
Yeah.
buy this thing.
Why don't we just, I don't know.
Maybe do we need like a different podcast? Like I can't shut the podcast down and do another podcast. I want to keep doing 10-minute podcasts.
Why don't you?
That's my podcast.
Well, you want to do something different. Why don't you, like, open a restaurant or something?
I cook.
Yeah.
You cook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy and I and a bunch of other friends will go to Big Bear, you know, try to go every year and rent a cabin, and then it turns out Tommy and I do all the cooking.
Yeah. Cook fest, and we dig it.
We enjoy it. And then your girlfriend cuts the wrong sides off the asparagus. You remember that? When
Yep.
Allison cut
She's
the wrong.
not the most gourmand savvy.
Yeah, they were being the sous chefs. Everyone else around. I said, "Okay, cut the tips off the asparagus," and you know, and we're just delegating all the jobs. And then she came back and said, "I did it."
Yeah. Tips are in the garbage. Ew, those weird growth parts are.
Here's this bamboo-y,
here's this-
like super, the brown part at the end. That delicious brown part at the thicker end.
The woody base.
Right. Asparagus. And then we just chopped it up, and I don't know what we did with it.
Yeah. Let's open a restaurant. Just chuck it
People
off.
in LA don't open restaurants when they get fucked out on their careers. This is a great idea. No one's ever done this.
No.
I don't think there's ever been like an actor who opened a restaurant.
Not really.
No, not really.
Spielberg had that weird submarine restaurant, but that was weird.
Yeah, he's not an actor though.
Yeah?
This is a really original idea.
Yeah, it is.
But like that Spielberg restaurant, that submarine one, wasn't there one in like was it Westlake Village or Westwood Village or something in that
like
mall
that.
there? Yeah, I remember.
La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
Yeah, La Cañada,
Flint Ridge, Pacoima, Corona.
I don't know why Stone Cold Steve Austin just showed up for a second to name towns in Southern California.
Yeah, but you're right. You need a
Riverside, San Bernardino, Van Nuys, Pomona, Simi Valley,
Occasionally,
Barbara, Modesto.
Tommy and I like to drift into, speaking of your girlfriend, it's one of the things she hates the most about anytime you and I are hanging out. We will drift into Stone Cold Steve Austin listing things.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, doesn't
Baking
matter.
a pot. You need the lard.
Yeah, lard, butter, flour, salt, just a pinch of salt, sugar.
Hell, you need the baking powder.
Right, you need baking powder unless you don't want that motherfucker to rise. You need yeast.
Yeah.
You need apple pie, apple filling, cherry pie.
Cinnamon, unless you want a dull pie.
So
all day,
what's-
every day.
so
Maybe
what's-
is it a Stone Cold gimmick restaurant? That's too
where
stupid.
everyone has to shave their head and have a goatee, even the girls.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would
that'd be
love
so
that.
funny to see a waitress with like a, and she's going like, my name is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, that would be great. It's kind of hard to pull off. I gotta admit, it's a little hard to pull
Fucking
off.
weird theme restaurant where girls have
Welcome
to
to
shave
Stone Cold Steve
their,
Austin.
and guys who can't do it, and like dudes with like,
Welcome to Stone Cold Steve.
Welcome to Stone Cold Steve Austin, the restaurant.
just an East Indian guy doing it.
We have lentil soup
Yeah.
because I say so.
Hello, welcome to Stone Cold Steve Austin, a restaurant.
An Italian guy.
Would you like a bottom line burger? Because that's what I say.
Yeah.
No, I said because I say so.
The soup today is a minestrone. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so the restaurant, if I start a restaurant, it should have a theme, though.
Yeah, I don't think that'll
I don't
work.
think that's a good one.
We got to get a lot more money. How about like podcast the restaurant?
Like a restaurant where there's like it's a podcast-themed restaurant? Is that
Podcast theme restaurant.
that I could marry my love of podcasting with my love of cuisine.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, actually,
How
Tommy.
would that work?
Oh, man,
Everyone-
podcast a restaurant? Every
Every person is podcasting?
every table is a podcast.
Like Benihana, every table's a fucking
Oh,
podcast.
you mean like a big table where there's like a podcast host?
Fuck yeah.
And when you leave, you get an MP3 of the whole meal.
Yeah.
Or
They
it goes
email
on
it to you.
iTunes.
It goes
No,
on
it goes on iTunes because they have a fucking giant network with the restaurant, all the podcasts.
But hear what I'm saying. Everything we've said up till now is stupid, but this is not.
This is really good.
Yeah, you know, like Benihana, when they have the table, and whether you go in with 3 people or 2, you got to wait.
You gotta
for the
wait
big
until they get a
table
full big
and then
table.
there's a guy cooking, but that
Right.
guy could just be like the podcast host. Like,
So there's a podcast host sitting in the middle of a table, and there's a bunch of people sitting around.
yeah, because you're going to need the
And
professional.
you could tell you what. Here's
you
here's how we farm out
You
the
get like
10-minute
these
podcast thing.
old fucking like golden voice fucking weirdos. Of, Hi, welcome to Podcast the Restaurant.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
your-
yeah.
Hey, this is Joe. Where are you guys from? You're from Well, here's Andre. We're
Yeah.
here. What are you guys?
Are you
gonna
guys
have?
on a
Gonna
date?
Have the soup.
Hey,
What?
terrific.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
That's
this
a
is-
really good idea. Podcast the restaurant. This is a legal.
Someone's gonna do it.
This is a legal and binding document.
right. Oh yeah.
What we're saying here. This means that Tommy and I own the patent.
Patent to
patent
podcast
protected
the restaurant.
Podcast the
Legal
restaurant.
and binding.
Oh, I really like this idea. Man, that could be really good. And
no
you
one
bring
can
in
do this without us.
Right.
You
And
have
you
to
could bring in
pass.
a lot of guests. You could have, you could have Adam Carolla, Jay Moore, Joe Rogan, Mark Maron, all the podcasters
Yeah.
could come in. It's a big night. Chris Hardwick is here.
Oh, you could have stupid. Try some of our Mark Maron hash.
Right? You could have themed dishes. You could also have we could do like a 10-minute podcast version where you're just coming in for like a little appetizer. It could be you and me, or you, me, Brian, Chris, whatever, any combination.
Yeah.
Fucking Bobby Lee.
That's getting a little crazy. Let's just get the fucking guy at the table.
Podcast.
You do
the
different
restaurant.
tables. You can
I
get
feel
3
better
or 4.
now, Tommy. This is a great idea.
Wow.
We really did it.
Yeah, get the gun out of your mouth.
And now the show starts, right?
Today's episode brought to you by
No, no,
Bryan
no.
Callen
No,
at
no, no.
the Punchline.
What?
Some podcasts are slow, and you don't know how long they last. That's why you're listening to the 10-minute podcast.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, man.
Brown and fuzzy something came out of your throat.
Welcome to the 10-minute podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to buy something on Amazon, you go to 10minutepodcast.com. Hey, tell everybody, rate, review show. Tell everybody about show.
Will
my name is-
fucking Sasso.
my name
Will,
is-
who cares, Sasso?
My
On the
name
mic,
is-
ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Will. Who cares, Sasso?
Yep, I'm Brian, the Kid Callen, as always. Still
Yeah.
the kid, tight skin, very energetic today, feeling fantastic.
The
Did a
Born
lot of
Brave
yoga.
Kid.
The Born Brave Kid is
Yep.
here live, and he's brought to you by the Punchline in San Francisco this
Hey, man,
weekend.
is this level so super hot?
Yep.
I just changed the
Yep,
entire
hurting my
setup.
ears, hurting
Our
my
producer,
ears.
Logan Moy. You can follow him on Twitter, at
Or
Logan
I can
Moy.
punch him in the face for hurting
Don't
my
punch
ears.
Logan in the face,
Punch
because
his fucking lights
he'll
out.
sweep your leg and he'll
What?
stomp on your
Well,
forehead.
how do you know that? Because he's part Asian, so he must know
He might have
Kung Fu?
no. Well, that's racist, but he might have a secret. He might have a secret.
What's his secret? I see the way he moves in the
It's
shadows.
it's a universal secret, and the secret is don't judge a book by its cover.
I understand that, but can I ask you a question?
that?
What happens to his head and small frame when my elbow
Well, he's
is
not here to defend
driven
himself.
when I
He's not
drive
here to
my
defend himself.
when I drive my elbow into his
Suffice
mouth.
to say, we just updated some shit, some
I'll
equipment.
beat your ass.
Hey, it's good to
Logan.
see you, man. It's good to see you, Brian.
Good to see
you.
you.
know, as we say, the podcast is changing. More surprises on that soon, right?
Yeah. Well, it might be good to see me, Will.
Why?
But I'll tell you where it's really good to see me.
Good.
In San Francisco at
Yeah.
the Punchline this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
All
I'm
right, so let's get
bringing
that
heat.
over with. Go get what is it? I bet you don't even know the website, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to know.
Don't
the website.
know the website.
Yeah,
It
just
is
go to
Punchline.
Is it on a website or something? Anyway, find Bryan Callen. Go. You go to Punchline, whatever their San Francisco
Yeah.
Punchline you think, and you gotta check them out. You just redid. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm gonna say that you just redid your special.
I did my special.
I'm gonna say that every comedian only has one special. You've already done one, you know, like full on hour
I
and a half
wasn't. You
special.
weren't there.
No, I wasn't there. So I'm gonna just say you redid it.
Yeah. No, I did it better than the first one. Where were you?
It was actually, we've covered this on the program, but it was actually my birthday. So I was in Canada.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you know
but
who
you were
came to
gonna
my
you were
show?
gonna call your show William Sasso, and then I was gonna come
Yes.
be there.
I was going to call it Will Sasso. I might still call it William Sasso. Yeah.
That'd be pretty fucking
Yeah.
weird if you did.
Or William Sasso and then comma Buffonier.
Buffonier?
Yeah, Buffonier.
Nah, man, it's not funny.
No, but
Yeah, you're not funny. Man.
Buffonier.
Nah, you're not funny. Man.
Honestly,
What's up?
objectively,
Yeah.
funny.
Brian, that's cool. You're allowed your opinion. It's a podcast, and part of what keeps podcasts going is that people have their own opinions. But one thing you can't argue with,
Yeah.
and this is 100% and for sure,
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. Everyone knows that.
Do you know what I think about periodically? You know,
What?
I box and
Yeah.
I can sit down in my
You
bunches.
can't let anyone forget about that.
Well, I know, but
You're very self-conscious about that.
a little bit.
You want people to know that you box.
But there are times I no, because I'm not a real boxer. But I think
You also
that
want
if-
people to know that because you also follow. You always follow I box with I'm not a real boxer.
I'm not.
Anyway, go on.
I'm not. It'll never happen for me. Brendan Schaub looked at me and said, "Look at me." I said, "What?" He goes, "You will never be a boxer."
Well, of course.
and
But
I understand that. Of course not.
okay.
And I don't expect to be.
All right. Good.
Am I ridiculously athletic? All right. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I've thought about if you got in my face and you were a dick.
Right. Me?
Yeah.
Me.
I've thought about it. What if I cracked you in the jaw as hard as I could? I would imagine I better make that shot count.
Yeah. You'd better hope that I taste some iron coming from my own nose and then I go sleepy by.
Yeah, because I have to knock you out, right?
I won't give away too much of the story, but one time I had a run-in with someone that I worked with for a long time, and you know this person, so I'm not going to say who they are on the air.
Right.
But he was really upset with me at work, and it was just over some,
Stuff.
just art and creative, just the normal kind of things. But he kind of took it to a level that was not necessary.
Right.
And
Did he get a little touchy?
yeah, well, no, because
Not in your face.
no, because well, he was he got very, very loud.
Yeah.
But we're both gentlemen. I said, if you're gonna speak to me that loud, we need to go outside now. Not because something's gonna
fight
happen.
you, but-
No. Because there's people here,
Sure.
and this is totally inappropriate. We went outside. He got even more irate, but mostly because my hands were at my sides, and I was just kind of smiling, kind of like, well, I don't know anymore because now this is what needs to be apologized for. I completely understand what you're saying creatively, and you are right. I am wrong, and you are right. But now we have different issues.
Well, now you're taking it to another. Now you're not mind. Now you've taken it from creative to now you're coming at me for something else.
Right.
Something else.
And my reaction to that was to have my hands lazily at my sides.
Lazily.
And
couple lazy ham hocks.
and
just hanging meat hooks.
yeah, and it's sort of just a half, like a smile on my face, like I'm enjoying a song.
Got
that
some
I
big
like.
palms on you, by
All
the
right,
way.
and he got
Thick.
very upset. And then another person who works with the show came out and kind of held him back. And I was like, this is completely unnecessary. I don't feel like I need to. I'm not going to justify any of this with any sort of reaction. I'm just
Right.
going to stand here with my hands on my side.
And you could, and correct me if I'm wrong, if it came down to it, you could pull him into your chest and just suffocate him. Kill him.
Well, kill
him by suffocation.
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
So he was upset with me for a little while, and then at which point we finally spoke. I said, "What were you thinking?" Like the whole time, he said, "I wanted to punch you in the face so badly." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Because I was so mad at you, and then you just didn't care
No.
that I was like." Being like
he
angry.
didn't scare you even a little bit.
Right. He said it made me so mad. He goes, I wanted to punch you in the face, but I knew that I had to punch you in the face and run, and it was good that so-and-so was there to stop you for just a couple seconds
Yep.
so I could run through the thing and down the stairs.
Yeah.
And I go, why? He goes, because you're nowhere near malicious enough to chase me down, catch up to me, and beat the shit out of me. You're only malicious enough to, if you swat a fucking bear, like a bear comes in
And they kind of, you're in there.
it has to happen
in the reach
right,
of their swat.
Right, it has to happen right there.
Yeah.
He goes, you're and he said nice things about me, but he said I'm the kind of person who would absolutely, even after being punched right in the center of the face, take a moment to go, okay, well, it's not worth it to pursue it
Yeah.
any further. So his plan was to punch me and get
Yeah,
far
you
away.
could. I would imagine, especially if you were angry,
Yeah.
you could take a full shot to the face by a regular guy.
I don't know. Now I realize I just told a tough guy story. I don't want to
It's
talk
not
about
a tough guy story.
What's going on? You got the
You
punchline?
do have a set of shovers on you.
Yeah, all right. So if you punch me in the
and
face,
swatters.
Look, you train with some amazing people, and you're always rolling around with Schaub. I love seeing him tuck underneath your ribs and make you make lady noises.
Yeah.
So I understand that. Yeah. So, but you think I'm going to give you that. Well, also Schaub said. I remember speaking of Brendan Schaub. He said. We were talking about fighting because we were watching Mayweather Pacquiao, and everyone is sort of watching their first fight in a couple of years. I know I was because I don't give a shit about boxing.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about it.
I put myself through college that way.
All right. And we were watching and I was kind of going like, if one of these guys punched me in the face, he'd knock me out, right?
Yeah.
No, and Schaub said no.
Oh, the little guys.
Yeah.
They don't hit.
Schaub said no. He goes, all that shit ends once you get like above 250. It's like a guy that size, I don't care how great they are. I disagree. I think that a guy like Pacquiao.
I think Pacquiao, if he sat
knock
down
me
in,
the hell
in
out.
a left hook,
Of course he would
take your head off.
All right, anyway. But I'd beat the shit out of both of them at the same time. Now you've got.
Hey, man.
What?
You can't caveat that
No,
like that.
I don't know. So you got. Well, you turn this into the Tough Guy podcast.
Well, it's important.
I'm going to call this episode Brian's Tough Guy podcast.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You ever work somebody's body for no reason?
Not for no reason.
Like they're holding a tray of drinks and you just come up and go crack, 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 and just
don't do that.
And as you do it, you go piss blood, shithead, and walk away.
I would imagine there'd be some charges if you did that.
I don't know. Not if nobody.
At the
can
very
see
least,
it.
you'd have to fill out some papers with the police.
You ever just turn your shoulders, boom, and just drive your shin into somebody's floating rib?
No, not on
while
purpose.
they're holding a fucking baby.
Hey, you've got the San Francisco Punchline this weekend.
Yeah.
And if you're in Canada, I want you to know that we got a show that's starting this evening. It's going to be on Tuesday nights.
Seen some of it.
On the CBC.
Seen some of it.
Yeah, you saw the cannoli guy bit.
Funny.
It's a weird show where we go around. I essentially do long form improv with people who do not know that they are my scene partners. And
there you go.
It was a fun show to do. I hate plugging things on 10 Minute Podcast.
But did you have fun doing it?
I had a lot of fun doing it.
So then why are you worried about it? You're not
Because
plugging
you know
it.
me, you know your friend Will. I don't like to plug things on the.
Okay,
this is
so don't
this
plug
is its
it.
own thing.
So don't plug
No,
it.
I'm plugging it. I want people. I'm from Canada. I love Canada, and I love that I could go back and do this very weird
so
show.
You're plugging it.
Look, man, don't put a label on it.
Plugger, huh?
Anyway, go check out the show. It's on CBC.
What's it called?
It's called Fool Canada, and it's a lot of fun.
Fool Canada.
Yeah.
I liked it. What I saw was funny as shit. You should have had me on. How come you didn't have me on?
Because you're not Canadian. There's all sorts of rules
I
there
can-
to keep Americans out.
I can play Canadian.
Now that's one way of
easily.
saying it.
Oh, sorry.
Actually,
sorry.
Brian, if you would you please, would your wife mind if you married a Canadian man or woman?
No.
And you know how much work you could be doing up there
Seriously?
with me?
I
I'm
would
not
love
even
to.
joking.
I love it up
I'm
there.
not even joking.
I love it.
Let's all go up there and just make movies and forget we ever came to LA.
I would love to do that.
What do you think?
Where
Really?
would we live? Calgary?
Yes.
Done.
You can come up just a tad on the mic.
I really.
Yeah, all right. Brian, you're going to have a fun time with this one. I think
right.
you'll like it.
I'm open.
The song is playing, man. If you're going to say it doesn't matter, come up on the mic a little bit because you should know that it's during the... No? Now you're going to say it quiet. People can only hear me and not you. What'd you say?
I'm not somebody who is going to raise their voice to be heard. Why would I do that?
You are doing this on purpose.
I believe in letting people reach sometimes.
After 300 plus episodes, Brian still doesn't know that the theme song is a little loud if you want to talk over it. But yeah, he talks over it all the time. Welcome to 10 Minute Podcast. My name is Will, the chief engineer of Laughter and Cheer Sasso.
I'm Brian the Kid Callen.
And we got a special one for you today. There's something that Brian and I did at like a Christmas party, a holiday party like 6-7 years ago or something. We were at our good friend Sarah Rue's house.
Yeah.
And we're clowning around, and the song My Sharona by the Knack came on. And I was sitting in this big chair, and Brian, do you remember this? You started pretending you were a dancer?
I do remember this.
Yeah. And Sarah's parents were still there. It was kind of a mixed crowd. It was about 1 a.m., and I was getting pretty late. And Brian did this ridiculous improv. It made Brian and I laugh so hard while we were doing it. It was so dumb. And it was about Brian, who's like this kind of Slavic dancer, and me, and I was pretending to be like a Japanese, like a well-to-do Japanese businessman.
Yep.
And things get completely out of control. Well, that night after the party, I went home and I wrote it all down in the form of like a little skit. And Brian, I was going through my computer the other day and I found the skit, so I printed it up, and I wanted you to read this. It's called.
You want me to read this?
Yeah, here it is. I want you to.
All right.
It's called Japanese Businessman.
All right.
And did I ever send this to
Nope.
you? Okay, so I wrote this.
This is a cold read for me.
A cold read for Brian.
All right.
And Japanese Businessman.
I apologize ahead of time because if I remember this correctly, this is shocking.
And please, by the way, we're not going to play it here, but please go ahead and play My Sharona by the Knack at any point. You can start just about now as we're reading.
Okay.
Because it's an integral part of this thing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'll start
with
reading.
the tone.
Music, My Sharona by the Knack. Interior Gentleman's Club night. We moved through a dimly lit gentleman's club to find a Japanese businessman in his 60s, Will Sasso in prosthetic makeup, sitting in a wheelchair flanked by two other Japanese businessmen in their 60s, actual Japanese men, sitting in regular chairs. They bounce happily to the music. Seemingly out of the darkness, an exotic dancer, Bryan Callen, dressed only in a pair of brightly colored thong underwear, approaches the Japanese businessman, smiling as he dances seductively. The Japanese businessman produces a few bills which he waves around as he dances happily in his chair. Getting closer, the exotic dancer turns his ass to the Japanese businessman, who stuffs a couple bills in his thong. The exotic dancer quickly turns to face the Japanese businessman. Never missing a beat, he slaps his face hard. The Japanese businessman is pleased. His Japanese friends laugh. The exotic dancer backs up a bit to display his moves. They are aggressive and sexual. The Japanese businessman watches as he sips a fancy drink. Suddenly, the exotic dancer shatters the glass with a spinning heel kick. The Japanese businessman reacts with shock and pleasure. His friends are just shocked. The exotic dancer then reaches below frame and begins pleasuring the Japanese businessman with his hand. The Japanese businessman is in immediate ecstasy. We cut to a quick shot of the Japanese businessman's genitals in the exotic dancer's hand. Tiny. His penis is the size of a pinky toe. His sack is deflated and his pubic hair is sparse, black and straight. The exotic dancer strokes the tiny shaft by rubbing it between his thumb and forefinger. The Japanese businessman's face contorts with gratification while his friends react with embarrassment. The exotic dancer then abruptly stops the hand job in order to begin punching the Japanese businessman in the face to the beat of the song. The Japanese businessman toughs it out, leaving his hands at his sides as he gets drilled over and over. Yeah. His friends are a bit frightened, but seem to understand that this is something the Japanese businessman enjoys. This goes on for a little longer than you'd expect. The exotic dancer backs up and dances seductively as he reaches into his thong, produces an impossibly huge cock, thick veins, enormous balls, massive purple head. It's wrong. The Japanese businessman's eyes widen with wonder. His friend's faces contort, displaying a range of emotions. The exotic dancer steps up onto the arms of the wheelchair, actually standing on the Japanese businessman's hands, keeping them from interfering. The exotic dancer's face relaxes as he begins pissing in the Japanese businessman's open mouth. This goes on longer than the punching did.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a line here from Japanese businessman.
Go ahead, Will.
The parenthetical is gargling piss, and here's the line.
After what seems like forever, the exotic dancer shakes out his huge shaft and slowly dismounts the wheelchair. The Japanese businessman is completely soaked in urine. His friends are thoroughly disgusted. The exotic dancer then turns away from the Japanese businessman and removes his thong underwear before again mounting the wheelchair, this time in a reverse position. We are tight on the exotic dancer's emotionless face as it tenses.
And that's your only line.
Yep, the exotic...
Can I get another take of that?
The exotic dancer then begins dispensing an absolutely inhuman amount of shit into the Japanese businessman's waiting mouth. It bends and breaks as he continues to slide from hole to hole like some sort of a shit snake. This happens until it's not funny anymore, then sort of funny again, then totally hilarious. Tight on the exotic dancer's face as he relaxes, then tenses again. The Japanese businessman's shit-covered face is now treated to a garden hose-like blast of diarrhea. One of the Japanese businessman's friends can take no more and sends a heavy stream of vomit all over himself and to the ground. More diarrhea. The Japanese businessman's other friend puts a gun in his mouth and blows his fucking brains all over the wall behind him. Diarrhea storm. The Japanese businessman who vomited is either passed out or dead. The exotic dancer's face goes from tense to more tense. Ooh.
You have 3 lines in this.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you. Yet more intact python-like coil. We can barely recognize the Japanese businessman's face coated in a thick layer of feces. He's motionless. An unrelenting chain of shit slips quickly from the exotic dancer's distended asshole until it finally runs out, giving way to a few seconds of sloppy blood flow. Satisfied, the exotic dancer slowly moves off to the wheelchair, ass and legs splattered with poo. He turns to face the 3 Japanese businessmen, one covered in vomit, another slumped in the back chair after a fatal gunshot, and the third under a mountain of brown. All 3 are still. Here goes my career. We are tight on the exotic dancer's blank face as a tear rolls down his cheek. With the exotic dancer's back to us, shit-splashed ass in the foreground, he begins launching consistently timed-out surges of semen all over the 3 Japanese businessmen. Each blast of sperm resembles the entire contents of a large carton of milk falling from a building. There's too much of it, and it's moving way too fast to stay together. It's a lot of cum. Out. That's a really
There you go.
good script.
Yeah.
Now,
What'd you think of that?
Well, let's not make it into a movie.
Why not?
I just think it'd be hard with all the special effects.
It's a fun sketch.
a fun sketch with
No, you're not kids now with the CGI on there. You see what they do on the YouTube with their Mac computers.
I do. Would you call
with
it
a Mac Air?
Would you
even,
call
know?
it Japanese businessman?
I would call it Japanese businessman.
And that's just it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You know, our good pal Marshall Cook, Bit Killer Jones Jr. has been on the podcast a couple of times.
Right.
Speaking with regard to our script, Champions of the Universe.
Yes.
Which is a feature that we're trying to get made. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a fun script that Marshall and I wrote.
Sure.
And you remember he was on here. He was asking for a couple $1 million from one silent friend Vesper.
Did he make any money off that?
No, nobody. But I tell you what, if you're out there and you're listening and you want to see Japanese businessman happen, make us an offer. Or tell you what, why don't you just go ahead and take the script that Brian just read, and you did a great job.
No, Will, don't tell him to make it.
I don't know, make it.
Nope.
Like
I don't think the world needs that. I don't.
Make a little animated thing.
The world
At least send us some art. I love it when the people that listen to the show are good friends who listen to the show. They come in with some art.
Sure.
It's incredible, right?
Yeah.
Some of the amazing art we've seen.
Yeah, but they don't. Please don't. And also, no.
How about Rodrigo Huerta? You know, he did some incredible stuff, of course, and I'm working with him on some other stuff.
He's a real artist, and I think
and
if
we're
there's
good buddies
that
now.
Much brown coming out of
Rodrigo. This subject matter is perhaps something. I'll tell you what, Rodrigo will be all over this. He would. He doesn't have the time to do this.
Right,
but definitely go to his YouTube channel, L-Sid, L-Sid, E-L-Sid, C-I-D. And you can check out his 10-minute podcast animated. You can check out Expendable 7 that myself, Brian, and Chris do some voices for, as well as Rodrigo. Maybe he'd be able to animate this.
What you should have had in there was
Puppets.
how
Puppets
the exotic dancer got that much shit in his colon. What he did was he drank 3 bottles of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
And then stuffed a big old angry cork in his ass and ate for 12 days.
He went to Omakase at the Tokyo airport and just stayed in the airport and ate.
Then he took too many laxatives and ate a lot of red pepper and that's what happened.
Then he drank a gallon of olive oil and that's how he shit so much. We're off all next week, but back July 7th with new episodes.